He always gets the opening statement. Fire away.
So I would say sloppy, thought we stole one, but in the grand scheme of things, I just am not that moved by what we saw today. I know there's going to be a lot of outrage and, we weren't ready to play, and all that stuff is true, but it is what it is. I expected coming into today we'd be going to Philly. That's what we're going to be doing, and the injury, obviously, to Watson and where Jordan's at is much bigger of a story to me than the fact that the Bears snapped this streak. So I'm not going to be outraged. I'm not, going to go hysterically crazy. It is what it is. It was a game that I don't know where the motivation level was. I don't think it was as high as it needed to be, and that can be disconcerting. But I'm ready for the playoffs, and I think this team has a lot of work to do. But today did not move the needle for me in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not going to be as distraught about what we saw today at Lambeau as I think a lot of our fans are going to be. That's I know that's not the most passionate opening statement, but I wasn't that juiced up about this game coming in. Unfortunately, I don't think this team was either. And when you do that, you find a way to lose a game you had no business losing. And that, to me, is my opening statement.
Yeah, I don't know. You're speaking for how you think fans are going to be. I'm not sure how they're going to be.
How are you feeling? What are you upset?
No. I mean, I don't understand the defensive play on the last.
I don't either.
There was too much time left. I don't know at what time you do that. Or you tell them if they throw in the middle of the field, don't tackle. Let them run for a little bit.
Yep.
But basically, 15 seconds was too much to do. They overthought it. But aside from that, no, it did. But the concern is real simple. There's only
Jordan.
one. Yes.
Yeah.
And it appears to me that he's okay. I'm not too worried about it. And then Watson. But I don't know what you can do with Watson. You always risk him getting hurt whenever he plays. And you probably wanted to see how his leg would be. So in the end, other than, for fans, which I'm just not to where, they had won. They stole one, and the guy made the kick the second time, and the Packers did their part. But I thought it was a great comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell they scored third? This is what's sad to me. There was a third and 21, in which the Packers kept the drive going. There's a 55-yard field goal. Those are two historic plays in extending the winning streak to 12 over the Bears. And they're lost because they lost the game.
Yeah.
That
always gets your goat. And
yes.
To me, this is a great play. I thought Malik Willis did enough. The Bears tried to hand this win. And in the grand scheme,
the fumble by Moore.
they had no confidence to make any kind of play. And the fact that they were able to make that throw at the end of the game and get the ball and position themselves to make that kick was kind of crazy because they could not complete a forward pass.
Well,
the Bears have a long way to go.
And Enigbare, he's done this before. That's just stupid. You're chasing the guy so many yards behind the line of scrimmage. That was the easiest penalty call ever. But he's done other things in the past where you just wonder, what are you thinking, dude?
There's always plays like that. There's always plays like that when you look at it, big picture. And the bottom line is you didn't play well enough to win. You were going to steal it because the Bears are pretty inept, and you didn't. And so now that streak's over. There are things that I think carry over. I'm not sure this will because there's going to be a new coach and everything else. But it is fun to have that over Bears fans, and that is a nice little thing to have. And unfortunately, that's what we lost today. But outside of that, we're going to be the 7th seed regardless, even though we didn't know that. And it is what it is.
Right, and I want to give people a heads up that if they, in fact, lose to Philadelphia, this game should not be ever brought up as having any influence on the outing against the Eagles, other than if you argue that they shouldn't play anybody because people got hurt because they played. But as far as...
But I'm not going to argue... So because I know that's always the big thing. Should you play? If you recall, they did this against Detroit a few years back when they played the first half and came out, and they ended up losing to Detroit, and we ended up not going on and winning. You're going to play your guys, and you had an opportunity to get into that 6th spot, which I think everybody was hoping to get because you don't want to play Philly. But Philly's going to be rusty. Their quarterback hasn't played in a month. There's a lot of things. Again, all of this gets swept under. By Tuesday, nobody's going to think of anything about what happened outside of Jordan Love and Christian Watson's health. That's it.
That is it. Yeah, that's. I'll join that club. They are lined up. This is the post-game show. Packers lose to the Bears 24-22. I don't know what the over-under was, but if it went over at the end, those people are the saddest ones.
I would bet it was close.
Yes.
If I was a betting man, I would say that number was close. And did anybody think, I legit, when Chicago, first off, what is Chicago doing? Going for 2 and trying to go up 9, which I know analytics tell you that. And then they get a penalty and they decide to kick it?
Yeah, analytics
I would have went and kicked the extra point.
From the first.
I would have kicked it from the jump because I want to make you get 2 to time me. Okay? I'm on board with that train. And then you get the penalty and you're closer and you decide, I'm going to kick the extra point.
After a penalty, analytics says go for the field goal.
When the analytics tell you to go for it, you don't. That just tells you the Bears don't have any construct of what they're about. They need a total revamp. And that's a conversation for another day. But that was the epitome of, we don't really know what the hell.
And you will know who was the head coach of the Chicago Bears, the game in which they ended the losing streak to the Green Bay Packers at 11. The guy from the Badgers, right?
Yeah, but I think by the time we ever do, by the time we do that trivia, I think his name's Moore, right? By the time we do that trivia, it'll be over. We won't remember.
All right, we will line up. We'll take a quick timeout, and then they are lined up. Tausch gave you some indication on how he thinks Packer fans, and we don't know Packer fans or our callers, how they will feel, but we will find out next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boatybox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in an eco-friendly box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boatybox is the equivalent of 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, where there's quality in every sip. Boatybox. Be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Boatybox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I don't understand the concept of showing up to just have fun. How could losing be fun? How is that possible? I don't understand the idea of just showing up to have fun.
Because it's a charity softball game with a bunch of 40-year-olds?
In the most kind way I could say this, I don't care. I'm there to win. We won.
Unsportsmanlike.
Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing those unwanted pounds? At Madison Weight Loss, our Metabolic Reset program can help you finally lose those pounds without all the stress and frustration of trying to figure it out on your own. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your goals.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone Everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration without packaged food or injections. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days and have the tools to keep it off long term. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Call the Boda Box Wine Line at 800-990-3776.
Good snap, good hold. The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good! The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season as Chicago comes to Lambeau and upsets the Packers 24-22.
We're not playing that again because, and I apologize for not being aware of it, but Matt LaFleur has admitted it. He cost the Packers the game by not doing anything when they kicked the field goal, how much time and stuff like that. Clearly, he didn't care that much either, but I don't know if the Dallas.
What did he want to do? What did you want?
You could lower the clock.
What did you want Matt LaFleur?
He could have let the clock go down much more before they kicked the field goal. I'll have to check the numbers on it. He said so after the game. That falls on my shoulders. Says he was caught off guard during the final sequence before the field goal and left the Bears way too much time. Somebody can figure out what he could have gotten it down to. You'll have to add that to his resume. But since I didn't catch it, I can't really complain too much. But
you think he cares? I know he cares, but I mean, in the grand scheme,
I don't know if he knew. It depends. At that point, had Dallas already lost, that would be the whole key. If Dallas hadn't lost, then he's an idiot.
Listen, he wanted to win for all the reasons we said, so I don't think it was like I don't care, like I don't want to make it.
Well, then he's an idiot.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I think it's not that he, trust me, he cares. He wants to beat the Bears. He wants to keep his streak. He doesn't want to lose to them. There's all those things.
All right, somebody can watch it on the Instagram. Then I don't know. It's hard to, then it's impossible to defend what he did. Right? I mean, we'll get to see how much time they could have put off the clock. You could say they could have scored anyway, but it was at 54. And I don't know what he'll say. It could have been down. Maybe it was, I don't know how many seconds he could have. I'll let somebody else put it up.
Force Chicago to use another timeout.
To either use the timeout or continue to let it run, depending on, we'll have to look.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, we got is Shugs here? Yes, Shugs is here. Shugs. We need the Institute to go back to how many extra seconds LaFleur gave the Bears for them to win the game. Yes, Shugs.
Yeah, well, let me talk about that first. I mean, the time management you have, and Tausch knows this. How many coaches on a staff? How many coaches on a staff that can say, hey, in this scenario, if we don't get the third down, We need to get our field goal unit on the field immediately. We have 3 timeouts left. If we miss the field goal, we are still alive. You use your timeout, you're not alive when you miss that field goal. So, I mean, whatever. So that, yeah, it's on him.
Hold on. Here's
what
it
do you mean,
was.
hold on?
I mean, this is it. Well, I want to just give the numbers. At 105, Wilson up the middle to Chicago for -2 yards. Then the Packers called a timeout at 58 seconds. Okay, why do you call a timeout at 58 seconds?
Because you are not prepared to get your field goal unit on the field.
Well, but how far could the clock have gone down before you call the timeout is the point. If you're going to call a timeout, could it have got, they could have gotten, what?
That's another good point.
It's the biggest point by far, because then if it's what is it, 40 seconds, 30 seconds?
Homer.
What?
Homer, you have to understand this.
What?
You have a field goal. If you kick the field goal, you miss it, you have 3 timeouts on defense to still force them to punt the ball.
Correct.
And all you need is a field goal. So, again, the play management. That's all I have on that. I don't know why we're fighting, but again, he took the blame. He needs to get his head out of you-know-where, and he needs to have his team on his side, the rest of the coaches. But the big one is Watson. So let me get this clear. On Watson's injury before, was it the same knee? Can somebody confirm that?
Dr. Tauscher, I can't. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know which knee it was, and I think it was right knee in this game.
What was the issue? What was the issue with the knee?
I don't know. We'll get We'll let Jason Wilde to discuss that. Shugs, how are you feeling about the Packers? They lost the game. Now they're.
We needed Watson. And you wanted to see how he is on a cold day.
I was asking why he played. I don't know why. What?
You see how he is in practice. He should never have played.
Right, he should have never played because of the conditions. All right. How you feeling about the team?
I'm telling you, it's not good because of that, but we wouldn't have him the next week anyway. I mean, I know we would have him. So,
all right.
I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling, because I'll tell you another thing. Big one that you guys want to take in your mindset, and the rest of the callers, is Jordan Love goes back. His first read is constantly not open. Now, I want to ask Tausch, is that the blame of the coach or the player? Why is it? I would like to see somebody do their homework on how many first reads Jordan does not go to. He goes to a second or third. He's constantly back there. We have a great line. I don't like it. Get to your first read and throw it.
Tausch?
I have to hire the Institute to do that. I haven't noticed that as much. Obviously, one of the things with Matt LaFleur is you get that first read open. That's first and second down. On third down, you're not going to get to your first read a bunch. They're going to have an idea on where you're going. Okay. You have to go through that process. So I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to crucify anybody on that.
Where's Reed, Tausch? Where's Reed? We need Reed next week. We need Wick.
Well, Shugs, I can help you with that, because I thought he was really good. He's not as good as you thought. He just isn't. He can't disappear if you're that good. He's disappeared. He's not that good. He clearly has to have open space. Now, you get him the ball in open space, then he's really good. But he can't get to open space. I mean, he's just...
made a nice adjustment on that one catch. He did.
Yeah.
But he's not... he has not, I think, evolved into the back half of this season. He has not been the guy that I think we all hoped he was going to be.
Yep.
That's just the fact.
Shugs, thanks for the call. We got all kinds of people waiting, and yes.
So Shugs, I thought Shugs would have a little more. He wasn't really optimistic or pessimistic.
No, they're still thinking on this, and here's what you need to know: that LaFleur messed this up almost like he's a head coach of the Bears. All right, so it's 3rd and 2. You lose 2 yards. There's like a minute left. All right, if you're worried about missing the field goal, which is understandable, you kick the field goal. All right, and save the 3 timeouts so that if he misses the field goal, you can get the ball back.
Yep.
Right? If you're not going to keep all 3 timeouts, then you wait as long as possible to use your first timeout because you've basically said if we don't make the field goal, we're going to lose. He screwed it up both ways. He did the only possible way to mess it up. Use one of the timeouts.
Yeah, Homer, I wonder if they were thinking, can we make it from this distance? And then do we have to get a timeout? You know what I mean?
If you don't think, yes, it's that simple. If you don't think you can make it, then you immediately get out and kick the field goal, and you keep all 3 timeouts. And you get out there as much as you want. You can't, and he's probably thinking, well, if we don't use the timeout, it gets so low that we might not have any time left if we stop him. So you do it one way, but you have to do it one way or the other. And, it was a historic mess up that will be remembered forever. Maybe not because the game didn't mean anything. Just depends how much you're a Bear Packer fan. All right, let's go to Mark in Hales Corners. You're on with Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Let her fly.
Hey, Tausch.
Good
Homer. Here's the thing. I want to weigh in on the field goal situation here before I get to my other 2 points. What I don't understand there is, don't you have that conversation at some point before? I mean, I know it was kind of a quick change of possession, but shouldn't there have been a conversation like, hey, this is his range going this way, this is his range going this way, way before we even get to that point, so it's not so panicked and frenetic at that point? I feel like LaFleur in game, just his emotions get the best of him. I feel like he loses focus at times. Anyways, that's just kind of my take.
My answer is he didn't anticipate losing 2 yards. He thought maybe they get a first down, or even if you don't lose any yards, then you're only shooting 53.
Well, whatever. Either way, you should know that, it's 55, 50, whatever it is, you should know that should, anyways, whatever. Here's a couple, just 2 points. One of my points that I'll end with that point. So the receiving core, I just want to talk about that. I'm starting to feel like one of 2 things is happening, and honestly, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. I guess I'll wildy it and play the middle ground. Is Jordan Love either not good enough to elevate the guys that we have? Because we always talk about, how talented, these young guys are. And I agree with, Homer a little bit with Reed. I feel like he's just maybe not as good as we thought. Wicks, do you have a 5th round draft pick on him, and he's kind of stagnant. I don't feel like he's really risen in his second season. Watson, I felt like was maybe starting to come on, but then you got the injury concerns there. I don't know if that's ever going to change with him. Malik Heath, who I wish would get more opportunities, doesn't see the field because I feel like Goody tends to be like, well, play our draft picks. I don't know if he has any say in who plays or not, but I always find it interesting that somebody like Heath, who, when he gets opportunities, tends to make plays for us, doesn't get on the field against, over guys that are dropping passes left and right. And then let's see, Dobbs, who I think is kind of just plateaued. I think he's kind of probably the most solid, technique-wise and everything of the receivers. But, then he had the incident early in the season and all that. So I don't know what to do with the receiving core. And I feel like Kraft at tight end is a guy that they should be featuring more. And for whatever reason, they just seem to refuse to do it. And then with Love, I feel like he hasn't really, taken that next step.
No, that's a good question. Thanks, Mark. All right, Tausch. It's what everybody's going to be wondering going into the playoffs, and an issue that probably needs to be resolved in that game for the Packers to win. I know Tausch is there. Did we lose Tausch? We may have just lost him.
No, I can hear you, but okay. I missed what is the issue you want resolved?
The issue is that they just don't have a receiver that's good enough, or Love isn't as good. The something is not as explosive about the offense as it was. And so, what is it? Is he?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan has not been as sharp. That's just the reality. He wasn't as sharp last week. He was, even before he got hurt, he missed some throws. So you could factor it in with the wideouts. You could put in that the Dobbs wasn't there today. Watson has not been healthy. There's a myriad of things, but he has not been as good this season, I think, as we had hoped. And part of it is he's been injured. There's reasons for it, but if you're asking, has he been consistently as good as we saw at the end of last year? The answer is no. And there's a myriad of reasons for that. Part of it is our run game's better, and we're not asking as much of him. But, yeah, the offense, from an explosivity standpoint, it had last couple weeks it hasn't been, but I don't think that's what Matt LaFleur is asking this group to do.
1-800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. And yes, we will have the dog of the game. The saddest dog of the game, because it'll all be forgotten after we pick the person as dog of the game, because the Packers lost 24-22. It is 100% on Matt LaFleur. 100%. I know people say you can't just pick one play. When you do what he did in the final minute of the game, the Bears could not have won without the excessive assistance of Matt LaFleur. Truth, next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Ring in the holiday season with Carbless. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 guilt. Carbless is gluten-free, just 100 calories, and is sure to give you that head start on any New Year's health resolution. You can go with fruity lemon or black raspberry flavors or a margarita variety pack. I know the cranberry flavor will find its way to every gathering for me this year. Make your holiday grocery list and check it twice. Be sure Carbless is on it. Let's toast to a full, festive, flavorful sip this December with Carbless. Less is more.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Monday nights this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia.
Scatterbury carried 50 times for us.
Amen.
Amen, Coach. Now
he would have been giving us the hands on him. Yeah, Coach, and he'd break. Not so fast, Scatterbury.
The Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia. Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison wants you to start the year behind the wheel of a brand new ride in our Road to the Motherlode giveaway. On Friday, January 31st, there are lots of opportunities for you to strike gold. 3 winners will be chosen every half hour from 6 p.m. until 9:30, with each taking home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500. Then at 10 o'clock, one grand prize winner will receive our largest single prize ever, a $50,000 vehicle certificate. And it's only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Is your computer so slow you can hardly use it? Does it have blue screens, malware, viruses, reboots, hardware crashes? Sound familiar? Computers will have problems, and when they do, you need the computer experts at Madison Computer Works. Every day we help home users and businesses keep their computers and networks running smoothly. For solutions to your computer problems, call the pros at 231-8000, and we'll turn this into this. Madison Computer Works. Computers that work for you.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
We got dogs. It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got Jimmy.
Dog of the game.
John Money Alexander. Christian Watson. Quay Walker. He's a dog. Kenny Clark. Jordan Love.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
Tausch will contribute shortly in the dog of the game. This is the easiest low-hanging fruit. I will continue to emphasize just how bad LaFleur was at the end of the game. So you got about a minute left. You got three timeouts left. So you run the field goal team out. They miss the field goal. Then when the Bears get the ball, you can stop the clock immediately. I don't know how much does that give you a little timeout left. How much you're going to get. You can play it that way. But if you aren't planning on that, then he could have put another 30 seconds down on the clock, and there's no way the Bears could have come back. However, it is possible the Bears at some point could have used their final timeout or used a timeout. I think I could check if they had one or two left. But anyway, it would have limited their timeout use, and you can never. This would have allowed the Bears to be actually as stupid as they had been in past games if LaFleur doesn't call a timeout, lets it go down to, 1 second, and then uses one of his timeouts, because at that point, there's no need to save the three. You save the three only because you want to have a chance for the ball with very few seconds left if, in fact, you miss the field goal and then figure you can stop the Bears on 3 plays. But you'd have to go 90-some yards, and my guess is you would have been better off to let the clock run down. But again, coaches could have done it either way. He did exactly the worst, and it ended up biting him in the butt. The reality is that in assessing this, it would be like making something really stupid in a preseason game, because that's all this was. That's how it ends up. Win or lose, Packers were the same. So I don't know, I'll have to think, but it really should eliminate. Maybe it's good because it then means that LaFleur will be smart enough now to maybe get somebody for clock management. But please, it must be stated that while it was historically stupid, it's a preseason game, and I don't know that anybody has ever held anything against a Packer coach in the history of the team for bad clock management at the end of a preseason game. All right, now we get to dog. What? It's true.
There were some games where you wanted to win that Bishop's charity.
Okay, I stand corrected.
I don't know, at that point, had Washington, again, not that we need to know or care, you're coaching to win games.
Well, then he gets
and you want to, so it was a mistake. He's taken accountability on it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, hopefully you learn lessons.
Yes.
You learn lessons, and you don't allow mistakes like this to happen down the road when the money's on the table, which mostly they are.
Yeah. By the way, who knew the luckiest man in America is right now? Matt LaFleur. Because Washington won.
Came back.
Because if Washington lost, baby, they'd be having to go to play Philadelphia when there would have been an alternative. But there was no alternative. So maybe somebody wants to send a card and letter. Good luck, Matt. You should be really happy because you're the luckiest man in America. And no one can objectively blame him for this historically stupid thing because it was, in the end, a preseason game. All right, now, dog of the game. Can't wait to see who you pick, because I think there's low-hanging fruit that is so low it's actually underground.
Yeah, I got an easy one. It's McManus.
Yeah. Woo!
And I think that's
take it away.
It's definitely low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you just got to eat the fruit. And I don't know who else. I didn't look at the defensive stats yet as far as tackles. Offensively, Wilson obviously had a good game. Brooks had a good game. But it's a no-brainer to me. 3 field goals that he made, including what should have been the game winner. And what he means to this football team and what he's done has been nothing short of remarkable. And for tonight, for him to make that 55-yarder in those elements, to take the lead, tip the cap, no doubt about it, it's a double woofer to me. Woof, woof, woof. I'm going to triple woof it. That's how excited I am for that low-hanging fruit. Brandon McManus is my dog of the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But I also want to read it again because I wrote it down. It's so good. It's low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you just gotta eat the fruit. Oh, that's top 5 Tauscher.
Wow.
That one's forever.
If you're hungry.
Whatever. You can add to it whatever you want. Yeah, that's the set. This was a historic kick in Green Bay Packer history, given the distance, the conditions, everything. He'll remember it. We'll remember it. Everybody else will forget it. But yes, Hall of Fame. Dog, it might be dog of the century, dog of the year, dog of how big an honor we can give McManus. The dog of the game brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dogs don't always listen to you or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Sit Means Sit dog training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha. To schedule a free consultation, go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Yep. It's low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you just gotta eat the fruit. All right, who's been waiting the longest?
That would be Jay in Alabama.
Jay in
who are you picking?
Did
I miss yours?
No, I said I agree totally.
You can't pick the same. That's why I fight the low-hanging fruit, because I don't like picking the same.
Can I quote a guy, Tausch?
Yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you just gotta eat the
that's
fruit.
Fair.
I know you picked.
How do I argue with my own quote? I can't argue with my own quote.
Well, then it has to be Heath.
Yeah.
If I had to pick somebody, it's Heath.
Yes. Thank you. That's not that hard. Yes. All right. Thank you. Okay. Heath.
All right. Heath is it. But, oh, man. In those
probably the most underrated
55,
add-in to an ice cream mixer, too, is Heath.
Oh, yeah. I have, for a stretch, I would go to Dairy Queen. I bet I had 30 in a row. A Heath Blizzard.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Toffee,
underrated.
Yes,
toffee is the best.
Totally.
Okay.
Agree as well. But when I agree with you, you don't like it. The dog of the game. Yes, I'll go with Heath. All right, Jay in Alabama. You're on with Tausch. Let her fly.
Hey guys, appreciate you taking my call. First of all, I just want to say I'm happy for LaFleur that he did win that challenge today. That was sort of an odd sequence.
Yeah, first one of the year. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, nobody should be stupid enough to go over. He was on the verge, and I'm glad that he got off the schneid there. But, Homer, I thought I heard you say a little earlier in the show, now maybe LaFleur will hire somebody to do clock management. Did I hear you say that?
You did hear me that. He's terrible at clock management.
Well, I agree. But my thing would be he probably needs somebody to hire somebody to call the plays because I think he's a horrible play caller.
I disagree with that totally. Hold on,
Tausch,
hold on. We'll get back to you.
No, he's a good play caller. I disagree. He's a very good play caller.
Explain to Jay.
I know today you're probably going to say, what the hell are you talking about, old T? And I get it. But we have looked at this for a long period of time. And you could say adjusting and all the stuff but when you come out of games, he gets guys open. He has been very good with some of his unique concepts that he's been able to do. So I would disagree with that.
And I would say those exact same things are the reasons what you're saying are the opposite of what's happening. Every time we go into a big game, we come out slow. Now, today apparently was not that big of a game. We still came out slow.
Dallas
Nobody's getting open. We come out slow. I know, guys. We won Dallas last year. That was so impressive. I don't think anybody expected that to happen, but it happened. And it's almost like, well, let's just hang our hat on that. For how long? How long? I mean, at what point?
Okay.
Are we any better this
I'm going to
year?
hang on to that forever as part of his resume. I'm not going to just pick the bad ones and leave out the good ones. His playoff resume will always include that game and how impressive it was. Sorry, Jay. You can't. It's there forever. You must factor it in as well.
Well, okay, that's fine. Factor that in, but I'm a factor in the fact that we continue to come out slow. We continue to mismanage the clock. We continue to come out flat. We're not ready for these games. But I hear you say in the preseason game it didn't matter, but they were preparing to win the game. Nobody was held out of precaution to start the game. We started Love, we started Jacobs, we started everybody. You know,
right. Legitimate. Now we get the legitimate question. Jay, we got other people waiting. Thanks for the call. How do you answer, Tausch, about maybe it's even true? Is it that important as to how you start games, or is it overrated, underrated? How about your teams when they were good? How much did it matter how you started, or we just take it away?
It's important. Obviously, it's important to start fast and to get off to, especially in a game like today where you were hoping to not play guys the full game and you're expecting to kind of put your foot down and move the ball and get guys out because of the scenario that you were in. Next week, it will be vitally important to get off to a good start. You don't want to fall behind, get into now that you're a run-dominant team, which this team is. This is Josh Jacobs' group. And Jordan Love is a component to it. He is going to have to make plays, but this group will go as far as this running game allows them to set up play action. If they're in a 3rd and 6+ for a bunch of the playoff game, it's going to be Struggle City, USA. So that is the big part. Is you want to stay ahead of it. That's why Matt LaFleur keeps taking the ball. Most coaches defer. You want to set a tone for how the game is going to go. You want to set that tone on your offensive side of the ball. That's where you feel like you're at. And today, that's what they hoped for. Unfortunately, it didn't work. And one of the things I think you look at from today's game is, how invested was everybody?
How much was?
Well, obviously, you can only play the results. I am not going to sit here and tell you that these guys weren't prepared, that they didn't work hard throughout the week. I will not do that. What I will say is when I watched what we saw unfold, that was a team that was playing as if, let's get to next week. Let's get to the playoffs and let's roll. Because you play a bad Bears team and you're in this position, it should be Throttle City, USA. That's not what happened today. So when that is the case, you have to look and say, well, why? And I can't get inside and tell you exactly what happened and why it happened. All I'm going to say is when you get to this part of the season and a game doesn't feel as meaningful as had it been like tonight's game, Detroit, Minnesota, then you know. You never question motivation. Today, you do have to look at it and say, how much was this going to be? Because Josh Jacobs didn't play the whole game, right? He didn't, and he's healthy.
Jordan Love didn't play.
All of that circles in, and everybody looks at what that might look like.
All right. We will have Flush It or Flesh It next, along with all your calls. Oh, baby, they want to talk to Mark Tauscher because people haven't had to talk to Tausch after a Packers loss to the Bears in 20 years. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in free play every month, all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Purchase your tickets, grab some friends, and get to the Sylvie on Monday, February 24th for Andy North Trivia Night, presented by Exact Sciences. Enjoy a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments while helping to raise money for UW Carbone Cancer Center. This fun and inspiring event is hosted by Andy North, and in addition to the trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, and prizes. Doors open at 6 p.m. Visit AndyNorthAndFriends.com to buy your tickets. Past year's events have sold out quickly, so get your tickets today.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from K.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776. Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
Yes, Flush It or Flesh It, presented by the Gordon Flesh Company. Do you feel better or worse about the Packers into the playoffs compared to how you felt before this game?
How are you feeling? You can't come out of here today feeling better. Your quarterback, you didn't finish the game. Your number one or one of your best wideouts probably is, Lord knows if he's going to be available. You just lost to your rival in a game that you should have been able to win. What are you feeling better about?
Okay, then how much worse should you feel? A little or a lot? You just sold.
Wow.
You sold.
Homer, tell me how Jordan's. Tell me if Jordan Love is 100%.
Well, you played. You watched him. I think he's okay.
You tell me.
I'm telling you, 100%. He could have come back into the game. He'll be fine.
All right.
Okay.
Well, then I don't feel. I don't feel any. I feel a little worse because now I probably feel like Watson definitely ain't going to play.
Yeah.
But as far as losing to the Bears and how this shook out, had Washington lost and we could have been a 6 seed and played either Tampa or L.A., I would have felt a heck of a lot better, but we were going to be the 7 seed regardless. Now, your rival, the Bears, they just dropped draft pick spots because they won. So, again, I know it's always tough to look through the through the trees, through the forest.
That's why we have you to listen to. That's your role.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm telling you.
All right.
I don't feel that much. If Jordan Love is healthy, I don't feel that much differently. I think we could beat Philly. And I know that sounds crazy after watching us lose to the Chicago Bears today, but I think this defense swarmed and did a lot of things against a really bad offense, by the way. A really bad offense. But specialty, your kicker, you feel good about. I just want to know about Jordan Love. That's what today ended up being, is where's Jordan Love going to be coming into next week? That's it.
So that if I tell you and you believe Dr. True, then you're really not that worried. I'm like you. Watson is the whole thing. It's impossible in terms of assessing a team. It is impossible to even mention the Bears game because they're irrelevant. And so many backups playing, and some of them did pretty well. I do want to ask you about the special teams.
Yeah.
And now, again, my view of special teams has always been it's 90% your kicker kicking field goals and 10% everything else. And so I have to live by that.
Unless you give up a punt return,
okay,
96
explain
yard
that
punt
to me.
return
I've seen it a few times before. Somebody sent me something. How do you not know where the ball is? Explain.
So
you had to
listen,
be on punt teams.
No, I'm not. If I'm on a punt team, what the hell are you talking about?
Hold on,
Homer?
you in your career?
I run a 5.4. If I'm on a punt team, we got the worst punt team in the history of the NFL.
Wait a minute. You have offensive linemen on the punt team. They have to block.
No,
for the
you
punter.
don't.
You don't? No.
No.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
How long have you watched football?
I've watched it a long time. I thought they had some offensive linemen on a punt team.
You think you put 330-pound linemen to go cover Devin Hester?
A couple to block so that they doesn't get blocked.
Oh,
there are
my
no
God.
offensive linemen at all ever on a punt team. All right.
On a punt team.
All right. Call me stupid.
You know
I'll
what?
accept it.
Homer, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Homer,
Yes.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice.
Yes.
Don't ever speak of this. Tell whoever you just talked to, everybody on air, to wipe this tape and throw it in the garbage so people will listen to you when it comes to football credibility down the road, because that, my friend, was absurd.
All right. In college, what's the rule in college?
What do you mean?
Who plays on the line of scrimmage on
Get
the punt
fast
team?
athletes that can go tackle in space. That's the rule.
But they
only special teams.
They do have to block
if you're
first.
a long snapper, maybe.
Okay. All right. Good.
Maybe. Homer, why on earth would you ever put me and Cliffy to go tackle Devin Hester?
I'm not worrying about your
What world are you
tackling.
living in?
I thought there was the need for at least an offensive lineman or two to protect it so the punt doesn't get blocked. But I'll let you make fun of me the rest of my life, which I know you will. That's fine.
Oh, my God.
Okay, explain to me, because if there were offensive linemen, the people going downfield would probably know where the ball is. How do you not know where the ball is?
Hey, Grady Jackson. Hey, we need you to go tackle Devin Hester out in space. You and Cliffy and Tausch, you guys handle your business. That'll be no problem.
We need you to protect the punter. But anyway, how do you not know where the ball is? How do you
not know that? So here's the deal. And this happened when we played the Chicago Bears. I was on the team.
Yeah.
And I thought it was one of the coolest plays I'd ever seen. Devin Hester was everybody, whoa, don't kick it to him. Don't do it. And everybody's focus was getting Devin Hester corralled. Not our offensive linemen, but our tight ends, running backs, linebackers, corners.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're going down. Everybody is going. And what they set up was the punter is supposed to kick it in a certain spot, but it doesn't always go where they're trying to go. And you get all of the attention there, And all of a sudden, it's like, just wait a second. He's looking like he's going to catch the ball. And old boy's over there like, man, they're all buying. It's like it's a bluff. And it's an all-time bluff because he's an all-time great returner. I don't even know. Chicago's return guy's good. He ain't Devin Hester yet. And that's how that stuff happens.
But they don't know for sure that the ball's going to be kicked and did they switch. I mean, what do the Bears do before? So you don't know where the person's going to kick the ball. You have two guys way apart from each other, right? But anyway, but anyway, they don't. It's possible for people not to know where the ball is, even if they aren't offensive linemen. All right, let's go to Jason. Jason, you're on with Hall of Famer Mark Tausch. What? Oh, that's right. I need to finish. No, Tausch will finish with the Gordon Flesh Company, Flesh It or Flesh It, because they probably don't want me to do it now that I'm so stupid that I don't know who's in the line on a punt team.
That is unbelievable. It's not unbelievable.
I appreciate you thinking I'm smart enough that I wouldn't make that mistake. Thank you.
Oh, my God. That was brutal. And it's brutal if you don't use Gordon Flesh. It takes a team to meet just about any goal. That's as true on the football field as it is in the office. It's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side for more than 65 years. What a great number. Gordon Flesh Company has provided cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes. GFC delivers the latest office technology service and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. Best business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more, the official partner of both the Green Bay Packers and the Wisconsin Badgers.
And nearly at 60 minutes, that's how much they want to talk to Tausch. Jason, you're on with Tausch. Let her fly.
Oh, this is welcome to Homer's hour of hyperbole. How about that? I am 100% with our boy from Alabama, okay? I think Matt LaFleur is a bad play caller, and I think he's in his head, and I think he's tight. They are not going to hoist. This is hyperbole. This is how I feel watching this man call plays. They are never going to hoist a Lombardi with this guy at the helm of the offense. Tausch, you say you can't question motivation today. This is how they looked both games in Detroit. This is how they looked against both games in Minnesota. Where is the offensive identity? It does not flow. Like, I don't know if it's because they have the tape after having last season. Defenses now have tape on the Packers. Like, look at how wide blank open they were in Dallas last year. Like, guys streaking wide open. You heard Brady criticize last week. The Packers have a lack of detail and no intermediate passing game. He doesn't get Jordan into a flow. Like, I think Jordan's play this year is a reflection of his head coach and his indecisiveness and his uncertainty about who they are or need to be and what it is exactly they're trying to do. LaFleur is a mess. Like, look at the fourth down, gotta have it. He has no gotta have it plays all year long. He misses on fourth down. That wide outside throw to Reed, this slow developing play a defense can blow up. Then the next drive, after we don't get it and we turn the ball over, we give it to the Bears. They trust Williams, quick slant to Moore, makes the catch, and they convert the third down easily. We don't have those plays. We don't take advantage of the middle of the field. Like, that's to say nothing of his poor challenging, red flags, which he got one this year, or today, thank God, for the first time. His clock management is a mess.
By the way, I do want to add thing. Tausch can answer, but the only reason that play worked more is my man Cooper had a free rein to Williams. No one blocked him and he didn't tackle him. If he'd have tackled him, then that would have ended that. So please, I expect my future superstar to be able to tackle a quarterback when he's unblocked, going straight to the guy. But go ahead. Just want to make sure that.
Tausch says LaFleur gets guys open. When have we seen that? There are not guys open this year. Like, and I don't know if it's because of what they put on film last year and they just eliminated that part of his scheme. Guys are not wide blank open this year. A lot of it is up the field, hero ball, out to the outside, on the perimeter. Like, I know the receivers have had a lot of drops and there's been a lot of stupid penalties, and you could argue that's attention to detail and what's going on with coaching. I just don't feel like he's the guy. He might be a good guy for the youth culture of today and like keeping it positive and how he handled the the Dobbs situation when he just didn't show up for work because he was pouty or whatever, and he can finesse it that way, whereas old school guys like Mike Zimmer, who are going to chew guys out, just aren't going to fly anymore. So, there's all this positive energy. You hear about this again and again in practice. All this positive energy.
I will defer to Tausch. Tausch, you can take this, but they are 8th in the league in points scored. 8th. Yeah. They're clearly doing something right to be 8th. You may be assessing something, but I will defer to Tausch.
I got to ask this question before we let him go. Is this a running team, or is this a Jordan Love passing team, in your opinion?
I think it should be a running team. However, where are the quick bread and butter, quick hit, just basic NFL plays? Like he wastes all these plays on deep shots and trickery. These orbit read motions and these outside wide receiver screens, 1 in 8 of them actually get 7 or 8 yards. He keeps going back to these plays that don't work, that they put on tape and teams defend week in and week out. And these basic, simple bread and butter plays that you would see a Brady, any game manager quarterback, and I'm not saying that's what Brady is, but Brady was happy to take what they give you. LaFleur has we're going to take what they give us. He also can't make in-game adjustments. How long did it take last week before they got into an offensive rhythm? He said, they were playing more man than we thought. It takes them a long time to adjust.
That's a fair criticism.
All right, good enough, Jason. We got other people waiting. All right, you have been. All right, Tausch, you want a final word on this?
Yeah, well, I'll say, listen, I was very hard on Matt LaFleur last week. Very hard. And I think there's some flaws in what he does, but I do think he is a creative play caller. I think he has turned this offense, and Homer, you can pull up the stats on where they're at total offensively.
Yeah, they're 8th in points scored, and they're going to be 8th in points scored. They
and
scored
what they
30
are rushing
points
their
in a
top.
row.
They're scoring points. Today was a sloppy day. You had a backup quarterback. There's excuses to be made, and Jordan Love has not been as sharp. And the fairest criticism that Jason just made, I can't argue with. Last week, it took them way too long to come up with adjustments against Minnesota. Way too long. And that's why they got beat. So whether or not he's going to be the guy, we'll find out. He has proven to be a very good coach, winningest coach in the history of the league through 3 years. Has he done it in the postseason in the big moments? He hasn't.
He has one game. No, he did.
That is where he's at.
Time.
Where?
Beating Dallas.
Yeah, but then you didn't beat. I get it. Listen, I agree. I think Matt LaFleur is a really good coach. Is he an upper echelon coach? Those are the things that are done in the postseason.
Yep.
Period. Regular season coach Matt LaFleur, Green Bay should be ecstatic with what they've gotten from Matt LaFleur through 6 seasons. With what has happened, he has been a really good regular season coach. He has another opportunity to flip that script that Homer has always said since I've been doing the show with you.
Yep.
Steve Mariucci. That's what you've said.
Yes.
Mariucci is going to be known as he's a really nice coach. I know Matt LaFleur wants more. Well, we have to find ways to get more guys open and be more consistent on offense. And I think it's a no-doubter to me. This is a Josh Jacobs run the football first team. Play action off of that. Be more aggressive on first and second down. And I don't know how much better we're going to see this team be on third down as we're currently constituted. I don't know that. But that's where this team is. And I think this team can flip a switch and be better. But we have not seen that yet throughout the 2024-2025 season. So that's why I understand all of the skepticism and doubt that fans have.
We have the Bodabox Fine Wine line, 1-800-990-3776. People still waiting. Some will get close to an hour as well. And we will break and get to those calls, and we definitely want to give Tausch a little chance to talk about Tito's. I think, everybody could all choose one, but I think right now that would be a good thing, and he will address that next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
And that was my mindset all year. Involve Giannis every single day.
Gruber Law Offices presents Thanalysis.
There've never been another person like me.
A podcast from Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
So why would I try to change?
Also supported by Carbless, premium ready-to-drink cocktails.
I just got to involve Giannis.
And Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
There've never been another Giannis throughout the history of the game.
Subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new to you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full menu at greatdanepub.com/brunch. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to 1 pound a day.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's Moore, flips to Allen, he wants to throw. Keenan Allen to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney, his 8th pick of the year, and then he drops the football, and it's covered up by Green Bay.
Yes, it's the G&G game night, and the Packers lose to the Bears. Matt LaFleur was brain dead at the end of the game as far as time management, but it doesn't matter because they were going to play Philly either way. He's the luckiest man in America. And now, Tausch can give us our necessary Tito suggestion because it would fit
Gotta have it.
sometime tonight.
Gotta have it. Tito's Handmade Vodka. It is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it is just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, and it is crafted to be savored responsibly.
We are lined up. We'll get to Tausch. Who's been waiting the longest? We got it over an hour yet, Pebble?
Yeah, we got, we got Jim in Saukville has been holding on for 67 minutes.
Yeah, Jim in Saukville, you're in the Hall of Fame. Over an hour to talk with Tausch. Let her fly.
Multiple Hall of Famer when it comes to that, Homer. I'm with Tausch on this because the previous game and the game we're going to play just holds a lot more credence in terms of where we're at a team and where we might be going forward. I'm okay with the loss today. I know you guys may not want to hear this. I'm thinking draft choice position, much better losing today, getting out in the first round when you look at everyone's record. So I have confidence in Gutekunst that if we can move up 4 or 5 spots, that we can get something out of it, even though it's in the first round. The question I have for you guys is this. If we evaluate Darnold and we suggest, or it's suggested that he didn't get the proper positioning or placement and guidance and coaching for that many years, can that also apply to Willis? Because the kid hasn't messed up so far. So if applied to Darnold, can the same concept of rising to the level that Darnold did, can that apply to Willis?
Thanks for the call.
Maybe. It maybe can. I think Sam Darnold been through the ringer. He's, I think, kind of looked at in the same way, a disappointment. He was a little bit higher of a draft pick than Malik Willis. But I don't know about you guys. When Jordan was grabbing at his hand and you kind of sensed Malik was going in, I thought we'd have no problem still beating the Bears. And we didn't. Obviously, he wasn't as effective. He, turned the football over. He still has a ways to go when it comes to passing. You need to have a game plan super specific for him. We've seen Matt LaFleur able to do that. And I think one of the things that I think has been good for this team this year is having to go through that, really continue to showcase that this is a run-first football team. And Malik Willis does a really good job with his added dimension that he can bring to a run game. We saw a little bit of him with Jordan Love. This is Jordan Love's team. And I don't know where Malik Willis is going to end up and how this will all shake out. He's going to be in Green Bay for another year. But I think this season he has proven to be a capable backup that can help you win games. I don't know, and I know for me, I don't want to put him in a position like the Vikings put Sam Darnold. I don't believe he would be up to that task at all. Not as we sit here right now.
Yeah, Darnold was the 3rd pick, and Willis was the 86th pick. Willis is never going to get the opportunities that, or an opportunity like, Arnold got. I think at some point someone might give him a chance, but not to the same
degree. He'll get another look.
Yeah, he'll get another look. He's had an incredible quarterback rating for games he's played this year. It's like all 120 over, and even in the game today, he hasn't missed many passes. 1-800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and text line. Less is more. All right, who's over an hour, Pebble?
Jeff in Milwaukee, 70 minutes, just hit the mark.
Jeff in Milwaukee, 70s. Jeff, you're in the Hall of Fame now. You're on with Tausch, Let Her Fly.
Hey, how are you guys? Several things. The one thing about our defense, they could never come up with a stop when the game is on the line, and where we need to get the ball back or whatever. They still have not gotten to that point. An Enigbari penalty was just ridiculously stupid. Yeah. You got 15. You just can't give them 15 yards when you're trying to keep them from getting a field goal. And then on the last play, Tausch, what was that defensive alignment? There was nobody in the middle of the field.
The defensive alignment was they assumed they wouldn't throw it in the middle because if you throw it in the middle, they're going to run around. They won't have enough time to kick a field goal. The strategy was wrong.
They were wrong.
Well, yeah, they were wrong.
Yeah, it was dumb. Dumb strategy.
Maybe with 10 seconds
so
you can do that, but not 15. But yes, that's...
All right. So then a couple things, just some observations. The Packers tied the Bears with the worst interdivision record this year. And
who cares? They play 6 games out of 17 in the division. The NFL has told you the division doesn't matter, and it's going to be 6 of 18 soon.
Yep. Okay. So this game showed something that I had called in and talked to Tausch and Jason about. In big games or in crunch time or when things get nervous, I'm telling you, my biggest concern is LaFleur. He's a young coach, and he loses his wits about him, as you pointed out. So 2 other things, then I'll let you guys go. Tausch, I just don't know what is going on with the passing game, and I don't want to put it all on Jordan Love's feet because people are not wide open. Last year, the second half of the season, in the Dallas game, in the San Francisco game, in the playoffs, people were wide open. So something is going on with this passing game where they are just not in sync, and I don't know what it is, and I'd love you, after I get off, if you could give some thoughts as to why you think that is. The final thing is the Packers did not have a signature win as of yet this year over a team that has a better record, and I'm going to finish on something positive. If they beat Philly next week, they will win the following week. That is my prediction. All right? So anyways, Tausch, if you could talk about the passing game, their passing offense has just not been in sync. And I was wondering what your thoughts on why that is. Thanks so much for your time, guys.
Thanks for waiting.
Jeff, great call. I wish I had the easy answer. As far as not getting guys wide open, teams are playing more man. And I thought you heard some of the frustration last week from Jordan and Matt LaFleur saying, we got to beat it. And if you can't do that, people are going to continue to do it. So that's where I thought Christian Watson can help, because people are afraid of him beating you down the field. They're maybe a little less likely to play a tighter man coverage. Well, now, depending on what his results are going to be, if he can play, how healthy is he going to be? Romeo Doubs was able to do some things against the Minnesota Vikings. You talk about your gotta-have-it guy. He's your gotta-have-it guy right now. Him and Kraft are your gotta-have-it's on 3rd and shorts, slants across the middle. Those are your guys that are making your plays when the money is on the table. And when you don't have that guy today, it obviously limited what you could do. And today, again, I don't take a lot of credence in what I saw today. I just don't. I am kind of looking at this like Homer in respect to it was more of a preseason vibe than any regular season game at the end that you're ever going to see. So that's why I'm not as caught up in all that. The passing game, Jordan short-armed a couple. Malik did. It is not as crisp as it's been. No doubt about that. I think you need to lean more on early play-action pass, big play opportunities off of the run game that you've established is really good. That, to me, is where this team needs to take the next step against Philly next week. And if they don't do that, it's going to be a very short postseason run for Green Bay.
Packers lose 24-22 to the Bears. It doesn't matter. And the happiest man is Matt LaFleur because he screwed up historically bad at the end of the game. But no one ever complained about a Packer coach for blowing it when it was a preseason game, and so that must be kept in proper context unless you're just worried about what he might do at the end of the game. Tausch gets his final words right now. Maybe those were part of it, but if you want to add anything, take her away, Tausch.
I think Packer fans have every right to be irritated about what happened at the end of this game, the fact that we lost to the Bears and all of those streaks go down the wayside, but the fact remains nothing changed. other than the injury to Jordan Love, which is what we're all going to be concerned about all next week, depending on if we play Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I would guess, I don't know what the league is going to do. I hope we see a Monday night game. I think that'd be fantastic. Gives Jordan a little extra time, gives Watson. But today was, in effect, a nothing burger when it comes to what this team is going to do moving forward. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see better execution. I thought defensively and in the kicking game we saw a lot of positives, and I think there's a long way to go offensively. And if this group doesn't improve what they're doing on offense, it is going to be a very short postseason trip. Matter of fact, I don't know the mileage to Philadelphia and back, but it will be much shorter than the initial season opener when we went to Brazil and got beat. It will be that same story if this is what we see. But I am still going to be optimistic because I think this team has what it needs to be a really good football team. They got to go out and prove it on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday next week. And they're going to be heavy underdogs when they go to do it.
Thanks, Tausch. And do remember, today was the show in which he helped everybody out when you have discussions about low-hanging fruit. Please keep in mind what Tausch said. It's low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you just got to eat the fruit.
And, Homer, I need you to ask Wildy who his favorite lineman on punt cover has ever been.
And
that is
I want everyone to know that I know that Tausch will bring this up probably every time we talk the rest of my life, and that's fine. I did think that
Not
some
every
offensive
time.
linemen, and I'm not going to run away from it. I did think that, and that tells you how little I know and think about punting. I thought you'd need a lineman or two there to make sure the punt didn't get blocked. So, Tausch, run with it as long as you want because it's accurate.
I'll have fun with it.
And I'm proud
You know that.
you're amazed because you clearly think I'm smart. You're amazed that I could be that stupid not to know that, correct?
Let's rephrase that. I thought.
Okay. All right. We'll break. Thanks. Look forward to playoff. I do better in punting in playoffs. Next.
More Green Bay game night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. Whether I'm headed to a big college football game or just need a reliable ride, I trust AccuTrans Group. They're a veteran-owned business that delivers top-notch transportation, perfect for game day or any event. From tailgates to team outings to corporate travel and weddings, AccuTrans has you covered. Booking is a breeze and their service is always safe and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to book your ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com, your go-to for reliable transportation this football season.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and Cola, refreshing Bacardi Lime and Soda, or a smooth spiced and Cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
The one thing I learned from Coach Alvarez is the plan to win.
Tune in for the Top Badgers conversations every week, featuring special guests with Wisconsin players, coaches, and more.
In my mind, a lot of the alumni mind, kickoff starts now. Everything we do between now and August 30th, 2025, we're determined where we go as a program.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels, streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Which program is more dysfunctional, the Wisconsin Badgers or the Chicago Bears? I'm just relating it back to this weekend. I'm just relating it back.
I'm a fan of both.
Jim's two favorite teams.
It's Jim's fault. Like, these teams are the reason they are the way they are because of Jim.
Jim is a football curse.
Yeah, maybe.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison wants you to start the year behind the wheel of a brand new ride in our Road to the Motherlode giveaway. On Friday, January 31st, there are lots of opportunities for you to strike gold. 3 winners will be chosen every half hour from 6 p.m. until 9:30, with each taking home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500. Then at 10 o'clock, one grand prize winner will receive our largest single prize ever, a $50,000 vehicle certificate. And it's only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
The Badger Packer, Gary Ellison, joins the show now. He is so important. We have people waiting over an hour, RJ, Mo, and Jake, that will follow, but not until Gary Ellison gives us his opening thoughts. Take it away, Gary.
Hey, how you doing, Homer?
I'm doing okay. The head coach was historically stupid at the end of the game, but no one blames a Packer coach for being stupid when losing an exhibition game.
Why was he stupid at the end of the game? What happened?
All right, so with a minute left on third, if they decide they're going to kick the field goal, then you let the clock go all the way down. There's no need to call the timeout right away. It's possible the Bears might have called one, but we don't know for sure. And if you're worried the field goal's not going to be good, then you keep your 3 timeouts, which he clearly didn't want to do that. And so he called a timeout 30 seconds before he had to. Without that time, the Packers would have won the game. But it'll be forgotten because the game didn't mean anything because the Commanders won. And the luckiest man in America is Matt LaFleur, because if the Commanders had lost, he would have to live with this forever, and he has absolutely no defense whatsoever, and it's pathetic. But as I said, it's a preseason game, so he's off the hook.
Well, no, I disagree with you, and let me just jump on Tauscher's side. This game was a mess. The whole game was a mess, and it does matter. Let me jump on Tauscher's side a little bit. Last week, he had this rant about Matt LaFleur jumping up and down. Seems like he's not in control, right? I thought I
yes,
heard
correct.
That
you have
somewhere.
it. You nailed it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and just doesn't have his wits about him. I need from him. This plays into all that. That end of the game plays into that, in my opinion.
All right.
I'm not saying Charles.
So that plays
in
into.
My opinion,
okay, keep going.
In my opinion, what Mark Tauscher said last week about he's not in control, he needs to get control of his emotions because he needs to coach and he needs to be thinking ahead, blah, blah, blah. This is all that to me.
Does that make you think that he's a coordinator, not a head coach?
Also, this game still didn't feel like to me, and I only saw a little bit of him, but Jordan Love is still not right to me.
All right.
It's not preposterous
preposterous. How you pronounce that word, Homer?
You said it perfectly.
Yeah, for me to think that.
No, most everybody would agree with you.
So for all you people out there who think that this just was a preseason game, doesn't mean anything, you're wrong. If you're looking for the Green Bay Packers to take the next step and to win a Super Bowl, these things cannot happen.
Oh, okay. I get it. I never thought they were going to be that good this year anyway, but you are giving it more importance as another example. This was an example of the team that you've seen too much of, especially this late in the year. Do I have that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, Homer. Thanks for breaking that down for me. Absolutely. You need to. You're starting the playoffs. You need to try to get some forward momentum going, and that's what they were trying to do. Don't kid yourself. That's what they wanted. They wanted forward momentum. They were trying to play their best, but for some strange reason, offensively, something's not right. Something's not working. Something's not clicking. And they can't find their mojo there.
And that's what you needed to see in this game above everything else, given what you had said.
That's what everybody should wanted to see out of this game. Some sort of forward momentum.
So they will.
If I'm wrong or you disagree, call in and let's talk about it. Because I want to talk about it. Because I'm tired of hearing all this. It's a preseason game. Oh, it's okay. It didn't matter. Phooey. This has been going on way too long. Now, can they find their magic one game against Philly? Doesn't feel like it to me. Can it happen? Yes, because it's football. But I don't know if Jordan Love feels as good about his game right now as he should. I don't know if Matt LaFleur feels good about his team right now as he should. There's no way you should get faked out on a punt return.
Yeah,
not being ready. Being ready. There's no way that Jaden Reed fumbles the ball on. That's just not being ready. You gotta be ready to go. You're not 14-2. You're not playing for first place tonight. You had a game on the line. Of course, it doesn't matter now, but you had a game on the line where you could be the 6th seed. So you had something to play for. If y'all disagree with me, call me up. If I'm right, let me know I'm right.
Well, it's 1-800-990-3776. Oh, actually, wait, that's normally the Carbless Talking text line, but on the show, it's the Boda Box Fine Wine line. Pebble, I'm right there, right? We got so many people on that line. All right, I'm going to turn that one over.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
1-800-990-3776, the Boda Box Fine Wine line. We got some people waiting. RJ in Peoria, how many minutes is he at, Pebble?
85 minutes.
85!
Let's
he
go.
is in the first ballot Hall of Fame. Let her fly,
Let's
RJ.
Go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm only waiting 85 minutes for you boys, but he's absolutely right. The excuses, it's time to put an end to the excuses. This is Chicago. You beat Chicago, period. You beat Chicago. Okay, we should be 0-6 in the division, if not for a blocked field goal, boys. Okay?
Hold on. Let me please add, RJ, if your head coach doesn't go brain dead, then you wouldn't have been 0-6. Both of those
absolutely
have to occur.
No, right? You're right. This is an indictment on Matt LaFleur, this game. Okay, we've already, we've broken it down, but I'll lay it over again. Eberflus levels of nonsensical here with that timeout. You let the Bears take the timeout, or you run the clock down. My God. And they snapped it with 25 seconds on the play clock on 3rd down. It's like he didn't know his kicker's range. And he's the head coach. How do you not know your kicker's range? That final kick should have happened with 20 seconds left on the clock. So that's just, obviously that's the fresh thing on our minds here. But if the NFL doesn't add that 7th seed in 2020, boys, LaFleur's got, a postseason appearance in 21? I agree with the previous callers. I don't think his play calling has been anything special this year. I think all year long it's been problematic.
Hold on, RJ. Hold on a second, because I want to give Gary a chance.
Go ahead.
Gary, you focus somewhat on Jordan Love, and he hasn't been the same. Where do you have play calling on your food chain in terms of, as RJ just brought up, about the offense concerns that you have addressed?
Well, the play calling to me, I just feel like the timing is off with everybody. I think the play calling is fine, but there's just no mesh right now with the passing game and the run game.
Okay, back to
There's
RJ.
no marriage there.
All right, RJ, did you want to add something?
Well, something's clearly different from last year, boys, because we were skimming people open left and right last year. We got the same roster.
Yeah.
And maybe some of that does have to do with, people playing zone last year versus this year. But, I mean, LaFleur last week says that he's surprised that Minnesota is playing man defense. Are you kidding me? Did I hear that? I could not believe that I heard that.
Yeah.
And I think he does tend to get ruffled when things go bad. You got that Jacobs fumble, and what does he do? He goes pass, punt. And on third down, Love lobs the ball. It's almost an interception. But on the next possession, he's doing a cute, outside wide receiver screen on first down. And then what do we see today? We got, what was it, a stupid cute end around on 4th and 3? He does the same things. It's like, I know Jacobs, if he can't go up the middle, he's not a guy who's going to get around the perimeter. But if you see Melton out there, you know what play's being called. We're too obvious. We're too obvious on offense now. I really do think this season a lot of the failures lie on LaFleur. I think Love obviously has not played as great. He has been injured. But I think with this dude, if we had Shanahan calling the plays, I get Shanahan's had one crappy year. I just think with this roster, Shanahan would have this team in title games year after year. I really do think it's going to be a miracle if we host a Lombardi Trophy with LaFleur calling the plays. I think he's great with the lead. I think if he's got 20 points on the clock and we're winning in the first half, it's a different story. But when things get bad, he crumbles, man. He looks confused out there. He really does. That's all I got to say, boys.
Very good. You should know. You should know they must be doing something right. They're 8th in points scored. It's the highest they've been in any season going back to, let me see, back to 2020 when they were first. So they're scoring more than they ever have, but you have the games of losses. And, there may be. I'm not denying the accuracy of that. I'm just saying they scored 30 points in a game 5 games in a row. And you don't have to call them and say they're bad teams. Well, they played bad teams before. All right, we're going to take a break and then get to more of Gary Ellerson and the calls that he asked for. And will we get to somebody more than 80 minutes? You'll find out next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I would love to play court on Mr. Irrelevant.
What do you mean play court? You want a mock trial?
Yeah, mock trial. Yeah.
Who's on trial for what?
Me.
For being a dumbass?
Yeah, right.
Well, guilty. I solved it.
Yeah. Just start playing back old shows.
Yeah, the evidence is monumentous.
Mr. Irrelevant, live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Dr. Michael Nolte. Expertscape recently named him part of the top 1% of spine expertise in the world. Dr. Nolte has published over 50 peer-reviewed articles in leading scientific journals and authored more than 100 national presentations. They added this MVP specialist for orthopedic, neurosurgical, and spine care because at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
41 yards later, now Emmanuel Wilson bouncing to the edge, and a Packer touchdown!
Yeah, the Boda Box Fine Wine Line, they're lined up 1-800-990-3776. This holiday season, the Salvation Army and all year round, they need your help. Every dollar donated helps to provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to local families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. Join them in making a difference. Visit SalvationArmyWI.org to donate today. 91 minutes. Mo's been waiting to talk, and he's going to talk with Gary Ellison right now. Let her fly, Mo.
Yeah, I'm very, here's the thing. I have no issues with the Packers offense running through Josh Jacobs. But here's what the issue has been all along, and Gary has pointed to it within the past few weeks, and I'm happy somebody finally understands it. There's no balance. Like, LaFleur gets too happy one way or another. Like, he gets way too run-happy where he's not sprinkling in those early down play-action passes and incorporating the passing game. And that's where it's been the biggest detriment to the offense. So now, the offense has lost all its rhythm. The passing game is putrid. It's hard to watch. Jordan Love has no rhythm. And what's worse is the offensive line is not holding their blocks long enough for these long processing play-action plays. So that needs to get better, because if the offensive line doesn't do their job, the Packers are not going to be able to move the ball downfield. But in terms of Matt LaFleur, first of all, the coaching staff today was ridiculous. Between him and Jeff Hafley, the end-of-game situation, I was at the game, and you guys should have heard what the fans were saying about him. They were not happy. Matt LaFleur is incompetent. I don't trust him to. He could be a decent play caller, but he's not a man amongst men. He's not a Dan Campbell. He's not a.
Wow, did we lose him for a second? Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah.
We lost you for just a second.
Sorry, I'm driving back from the game. But what I was saying was, he is not an alpha. Matt LaFleur is a beta. He's not a man amongst men. All
right, so what would you have him change? All right, what would you have? We'll get to Gary in a second. What would you have him change? If you had a meeting with Matt LaFleur, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him to get the heck out of 1265 Lombardi. That's what I'd tell him to do.
No.
Not fit enough for the team. Get out. I'm done. I'm sick of him.
You're done with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what his record is? Do you know what his record is as head coach? Do you know?
And who is his quarterback? Who was his quarterback for 3 years? The great Aaron Charles Rodgers, who covered up.
Right. Well, now his quarterback has changed, and he's still winning. You do know they were 11-6 this season, right?
Okay, we'll get bounced. We'll get bounced first round against Philly. You'll see. We're going to get bounced. This Packers thing's not serious. They're not going to win with LaFleur. He's a LaFraud.
All right. Thanks for the call. Gary, take it away. I can understand some disappointment, but to put LaFleur at that level, we need to pass along Jacksonville, the Patriots, the Jets, the Giants. I think I'll stop there. Take it away, Gary.
No, we're not getting rid of Matt LaFleur. You just can't, and that's what sets organizations back centuries. You're not going to get Matt LaFleur. And now, look, we're all upset because we're used to winning, and we know what it looks like. And that's not kind of what it looks like. We were all happy last year. Same guy. He didn't forget how to coach. They need to – this should be, because it changed on him, this should be the best play-action pass in the league, only because your run game is so strong. So I think they need to get more under center and play-action pass with Josh Jacobs and get deep that way.
All right, explain to me, Gary, why wouldn't you do it? You're not the only one to say that, but and I want to emphasize that. Why wouldn't? What is it about LaFleur that he doesn't want to go under center?
I don't know if he doesn't want to, because sometimes he does, but I think he needs to lean on that a little bit more.
Because that's where your passing will be open when you run the ball that well that people have to deal with your run, right?
They got to deal with Josh Jacobs. He's got to be a threat. You can use him as a threat almost every single play. Either you're going to hand it to him or you're going to fake it to him. How well he runs the football, that should pull all those linebackers up to the line of scrimmage, and all those crossing routes should be open. And every once in a while, you catch that DB peek it in the backfield.
Yep. All right, Jake and Tosa, how many minutes we got, Pebble?
Got 98 minutes.
98 minutes. Do you wonder if he wants to wait 2 more to get to 100? Probably not. He is in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, when you've waited that long. Jake, let her fly.
All right, so I don't think I could agree with Gary anymore. We're now 6 years into his tenure as the Packers coach, and after the game, Matt LaFleur told Larry McCarron he, quote, caught off guard during the final sequence and left the Bears with way too much time. So plain and simple, if LaFleur either does not call the timeout with 55 seconds left or lets the clock wind down or forces the Bears to call the timeout, the Packers win. Now, as someone just mentioned a few minutes ago, last week he admitted he was, quote, caught off guard by the Vikings playing a lot of man defense. Kind of noticed the trend there. But truthfully, I think we're focusing too much on the offense, which has issues. We've watched for 6 years under Matt LaFleur, a special teams gaffe today that I would see in an 8th grade middle school football game. I mean, that was so embarrassing. Tausch could have returned that punt for a touchdown. Homer, you could tell him he could play special teams.
Yes, the play's been done before, and Tausch talked about it. But I would say this, that I don't know that it's ever been done before at this level and been as wide open as that.
Yeah, that's embarrassing on any level, but it's part of our special teams. That's who we are under Matt LaFleur. He's had 3 different coordinators. The special teams stink. Now, here today, Brandon McManus, a late season pickup, bailed them out. But let's talk about what is the defense known under Matt LaFleur for 6 years. If the offense gets a lead late, what is that defense going to do? even against an offense with a rookie quarterback playing in the cold, who's coming off a 10-game losing streak and scored 3 points at home last week, the defense fails to get a critical fourth-quarter stop. Oh, not only that, but Matt LaFleur called a timeout with 15 seconds left to set up a special defense, which came out with the Bears were on their side of the 50. It's 3rd and 15. He comes out with a special defense. There's 15 seconds left on the clock. Again, after the game, he admits, typically an offense needs 12 seconds to complete a pass in the middle of the field and stop the clock without a timeout. The Packers allowed a wide-open middle of the field catch on 3rd and 15 because they didn't expect a 20-yard slant route. Homer, what Gary is saying is the little things add up. Here's the truth. And we currently have the 3rd best record in the NFC North. I think we have the 3rd best coach. And I say that only because the Bears currently don't have a coach. And if you tell me why I'm wrong, tell me. Because Dan Campbell has a better record during his time in Detroit than does Matt LaFleur. Kevin O'Connell won the division 2 years ago, and he's winning.
No, Campbell doesn't have
close to
the record that LaFleur has. Not even close.
He's dominated. I said he's dominated LaFleur in their games. He's 6-2 in the 4 years.
Yes, he has. He has won those games. So,
and he took over a horrendous, as you like to say, historically bad franchise with no winning pedigree, and he's turned them into last year's NFC champions, the NFC North champions, and playing for it again tonight. We're the 3rd best team in the division, folks, and the Bears really could have beaten us both times this year. We're not that close.
Duly noted. Thanks for waiting and coming on the show. We will break and then see if we have anybody else waiting 89 minutes. You can, if the other two coaches really, you can. They are the 3rd best team in the division, but they're like still top 5 in the conference.
Yes.
We'll address that with Gary Ellerson next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Gold medalist and ESPN Madison foodie Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Metcalf's Market. As a proud Wisconsinite, you know I support local, and it doesn't get more local than 4th-generation, family-operated Metcalf's Market. Renowned for offering an extensive selection of local and premium quality foods, it's the best place to shop for me and my family. Where family tradition meets commitment to quality, sustainability, and supporting local communities, head to one of their locations today in Hilldale, near Westtown Mall, or Wauwatosa. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Are you taking GLP-1 injections like semaglutides, but wondering how you can keep the weight off long term? Or maybe the weight just isn't coming off as quickly as you thought it would. If you weren't given a specific food plan to follow, you might be at risk of putting the weight back on once the injections end. At MadisonWeightLoss.com, our supervised nutrition plan could help support you and maximize your weight loss results now and empower you with the tools to keep the weight off long term once the injections end.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. You won't regret it. Contact the team at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we offer a proven approach to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day without exercising or prepackaged foods or counting calories. Plus, our strategies can help you keep the weight off long term. Don't wait. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule a free consultation. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Marquette Hall of Famer.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Willis looking for Kraft, and he leaps up to make the catch. Tucker Kraft going up tall at the 9, and it's 1st and goal, Packers.
Yes, he's a grown-ass man. The Botobox Fine Wine Line, 1-800-990-3776. What's our record so far, Pebble? 98 minutes?
98 minutes.
98 minutes. Tailgating season is here. Botobox Wine, is your winning beverage with 4 bottles in one eco-friendly box. It's perfect for sharing and easy to bring along. Quality in every sip. Botobox, be open to anything. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. And now, Gary Ellerson with one of his partners that he talks about so well. Take it away, Gary.
Guys, we're talking with good friends over at the Jury Center. Dean Murray is the owner. 76 Lake in the Layton Plaza in Brookfield off of Blue Mountain Road and Tri-City National Bank Building. And third location for you folks is in Burlington. If you're looking to get the most money for your old gold of jewelry, it's going to be at the Jury Center. If you're looking to get the best possible deal on a piece of jewelry, it's going to be at the Jury Center. And if the Green Bay Packers, their players, owners, which you guys are owners, are looking for that best deal on the Lightbox Diamonds, it's going to be at the Jury Center. Call my people today at the Jury Center or go in either one of those stores and ask for Dean Murray and tell them that Gary Ellison sent you if you're looking for that great deal on any piece of jewelry.
Talking with Gary Ellerson, do you feel the same about the Packers beating Philadelphia, a little bit worse after watching the game against the Bears? It seems like you're a little bit worse, but I want you to answer that, not me.
I think I feel probably a little worse. I'm going to go with a little worse. I just didn't see anything that they did today that changed my mind on this offense going into next week, that they're not going to struggle. It just feels like the struggle is just going to keep going here.
1-800-990.
They got to score points, Harmon. They got to score points. They got to get off to a fast start next week.
And you would like play action and take advantage of what you believe would be a Philadelphia concern about the Packer running game. Get Jordan Love under center and maybe be a little explosive in the play action, assuming that Philly is going to address the run first. How did I do?
Well, they're gonna shut that down first. If you're game playing the Green Bay Packers, you're going in to stop 8, not 10.
Thomas in Chicago. Is he over 100? Did he get
97 minutes.
97. He is also in the Hall of Fame as a listener to Green and Gold Game Night. And now, Thomas, let her fly with Gary Ellerson.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm not going to repeat the same words that people have said about LaFleur, his press conference answers and his game management and stuff like that. I don't know if someone else has brought this up, but when can we address the players that are on this team? Like, we have drafted 9 first-round draft picks on the defense, and where are they? And our first-round draft pick that we drafted this year was a project. Why can't Brian Gutekunst just draft studs in the first round who can play right away instead of just doing magical thinking that we can turn this guy into something else when he's never played that position before? Like, I know everyone wants to talk about Matt LaFleur and his play calling, but if he had the weapons that O'Connell or Dan Campbell had, I mean, yes, is he a so-so play caller in his decision making and his clock management are there? Yeah, but would the offense be a little bit better or the defense be a little bit better if he had a better roster in front of him?
By the way, he got 2 great second-round picks. Hold on. I'll get to Gary. He got 2 great second-round picks, Cooper and Bullard, so you can't not give him credit for those. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, let me just ask him a question. What stud player is on the Vikings defense? Give you 5 seconds.
Harrison Smith was the first-round draft pick, I believe.
The wide receiver.
The wide receiver. Justin Jefferson was the first-round pick. I believe
Defense.
Oh.
What stud player is on the Vikings defense?
The best player? The kid out of Alabama, the edge rusher.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't know. What stud player is on the Lions defense?
Hutchinson.
He's hurt. What stud players on the Lions defense right now today?
I think they got a couple, but I don't have it in front of me.
No, they don't. See, no one knows.
Well, but what's your point? You don't need any studs?
My point. What my point is, what is the Green Bay Packers defense rank right now?
The Green Bay Packers defense is fine. They're in the top 10 in points given up. 8th, I think.
It's about accumulation of players. And if you would ask me what's the stud player for the Green Bay Packers defense, I would say Xavier McKinney. But it's not like what it used to be, Homer. I mean, if you look, the Eagles, what stud player do they have defensively?
And your point
They have a lot of first-round draft picks on defense for the Eagles.
Yeah, my point is what it's gone to now. It feels like to me, it's more about Brian Flores, right? It's more about Aaron Glenn. It's more about the schemes now than it is the players.
Okay, and the Packers scheme has maybe gotten better, or the Packer defense is better because of McKinney.
Yes.
Now they missed Jair, but he hadn't been around that much in the last couple of years.
Exactly.
So,
thank you for your phone call.
But
go ahead, finish because you're waiting. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
A quick question. Didn't we just all see the Hail Mary against the Washington team? Don't we? And then Jim Harbaugh, I believe it was against the Bengals on the Hail Mary, or the Bengals trying to win the game. He sent 5 to 6 players, and guess what happens? He won. How come us know to watch or look for it, and Matt LaFleur just thinks dropped 8? There's clear, obvious signs of when the Hail Mary or trying to win late with a player or two wins or loses the game. So I just don't know why and the whole timeout thing. that's the play you come out of timeout for. Like, it's just like rush more than 3 and stop doing the prevent.
Okay, thanks for the call. Duly noted. Sean in Sun Prairie. How long's he been waiting, Pebble?
Just hit 98 minutes.
That used to be special. Now it's just common today. Sean, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I'm okay. I'm not as disappointed as Gary because that's kind of what I thought this team was. And I'm a little I'm disappointed that it appears like Christian Watson's hurt again. But my man Cooper looked good other than the one play where he maybe cost them the game by not being blocked and he couldn't tackle the quarterback. And that led to a third down play and was a part of their touchdown. But anyway, that's probably more than you need to know. Gary,
Before I agree with Gary, shout out to Aaron Charles Rogers on number 500, and it might be his last day today.
Where's he playing?
Yeah, he's in Miami.
They're
in New York.
Why do you feel a need? He retired 2 years ago. He didn't get.
He was the better part of 16 years of my Packer fandom.
Yeah, and he's gone. Why? Bart Starr, I loved him. I don't talk about what he. Well, he's dead, so I can't do that. All right, but so go ahead. You wanted to thank Aaron Rodgers. We never talk about Aaron Rodgers, but
no, but it happened today. That's why
it did. He also threw an
interception. Last game, and I think that should be. And I think today might be his last game, and I think that should be acknowledged. And like you said, it will have tarnished. The last 2 years will have tarnished his career.
No,
not helped. Different topic for a different day.
No, I want it. He's going to be one of the greatest to ever play the position. He won a number of MVPs and was a disappointing playoff person because you assume he would have won more than one Super Bowl, but he didn't. So.
Yeah, neither did Brett Favre, and we can't always get what we want. So say the Stones. Anyway,
well, hold on. We'll get Sean. I'll let you finish. Gary, since we both commented on Aaron Rodgers, what would you want to say on Aaron Rodgers?
Well, does he have anything else to say other than Aaron Rodgers? I'm done with him.
You are done with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm topped out, Rodgers.
Okay, all right. Back to Sean. Next topic.
All right. LaFleur is a liability and not an asset. The team will only go as far as he allows them to. I think Love and the crew are a talented group. I think we have one of the best running backs in football and one of the best cornerbacks in football, but.
You think LaFleur is a liability?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Because?
I mean, how do you... He's indecisive and second-guesses himself, and as Tausch pointed out last week to Gary, why I wanted to agree with him, is he's emotional about it, and he's becoming a liability. He has no control over his emotions. If you watched Mike Tomlin last night, in the Steelers game, they lost the game, and it could have been, no different had he gotten the best news of the world at the end of the day. He's measured. He lets the game happen. They got it down to 2 points, but, they lost, and it is what it is. They're going to the playoffs, and that's kind of how I feel about the Packers. Packer fans should be down. We have a chance at the Super Bowl. We are in. We should be happy about that, and we have a chance. That's all you can ask for. A lot of teams are going to fire their coaches after today and, rebuild and move on. Hopefully we're not there. I will say I like Malik Willis more than Jordan Love at this point, and I agree with Gary. I think he's hurt. That's why. But Malik seems to have a little more zip on the ball, and it's faster. But that's just an observation from me and from my own scouting report. And if he has to go in next week, I'm okay with it.
Right now, you would rather have Willis starting over Jordan Love. Do I have that right?
Yeah, okay. Willis can hand the ball off, and we can pound the rock, control the clock, and catch him on play action, and he can deliver a strike.
All right, I definitely disagree on that. They need better play at that position to win. But, Gary, Malik Willis or Jordan Love?
Yeah, we need to stop this. We need to stop this, Malik Willis, Jordan Love.
Why?
Packer fans, please don't do this.
Explain why.
Jordan Love is the better quarterback of the two. They got it right. Malik Willis is a nice second stringer for us, back up to Jordan Love. He can't do what Jordan Love can do when he's right. He just can't.
But he's not right. That's the point. At this point,
they didn't. Well, a banged up, and I don't think he's hurt. I don't believe he's hurt. Now he got hurt today with the elbow. I still think he could have played, but
I agree.
Yeah.
Jordan Love last week is better than Malik Willis last week. You guys need to stop that. I mean, I don't know how you guys don't see that. That just blows my mind when you guys. And I knew soon they put Malik Willis in. This phone calls we're gonna get tonight. I want to see more Malik Willis. But you know what?
We might.
You know what?
We're going to put up the poll question, Pebble. Who would you like starting against Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Malik Willis or Jordan Love? I think it's going to be 90% Jordan Love, but we will see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Does 10% bother you?
This like the early part of Brett Favre and Hasselbeck and all them jokers.
No, all right. Sean, any last question or comment you want to get in?
We'll see what next week brings, and hopefully, we can catch Philadelphia on a off night, and it'll take our best to beat them.
You feel the same, better, or worse about the Packers in the playoffs based on what you saw today?
I feel worse only because, Denver's playoff life is on the line today, and they are whooping up on a Chiefs team that is not playing anyone, and that's fine. But I don't feel like they are motivated. And that's another strike on LaFleur. How are you not motivated to beat the Bears? And I know Jordan Love going out was part of that, but I think part of the game plan all along was to pull him out in the half anyways to rest him for next week. So I don't know how the backups weren't in a spot to be as hungry for beating the Bears. We like to say on this game day, the Bears still suck, and you've been calling them the University of Chicago Bears all week. And
yes,
what does that say about our team that we lost to the university team?
Well, you had a quarterback out, and you would have won the game if your coach hadn't gone brain dead at the end. What?
You got to. That was always part of the plan. They were going to pull Love at some point today. It was just a question of when, and everyone knew that. Malik was probably taking first-team reps.
And they took Jacobs out, too.
The second half. But the backup should want to give the Bears a fee. I mean, today is the first time they won since 2018. I mean,
yes,
the streak's off. I mean, it's been a nice 7 years. But, and LaFleur should be pissed that he's now, is it 10-1 or 11-1? I can't remember.
I don't think he gives a hoot, and I wouldn't want him to playing. Okay. I mean, the concern that you both have about their team is legitimate. All the other stuff about the Bears to me is just totally irrelevant, and I would hope he's smart enough to not give a hoot.
I'll leave you with this.
What?
Caleb Williams had the ball in his hand with one timeout and seconds left, and he got him in the field goal position and let them win. And last time I checked, Caleb Williams was not a great quarterback.
That is accurate. Yes, opinion. That part was not good by the defense.
No, I disagree.
Really? All right, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to have Gary with his response on the disagreement, and we're also going to get the energy, the high-energy play of the game. But we want to get Gary to respond to that next. Thanks, Sean.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Ring in the holiday season with Carbless. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 guilt. Carbless is gluten-free, just 100 calories, and is sure to give you that head start on any New Year's health resolution. You can go with fruity lemon or black raspberry flavors or a margarita variety pack. I know the cranberry flavor will find its way to every gathering from me this year. Make your holiday grocery list and check it twice. Be sure Carbless is on it. Let's toast to a full, festive, flavorful sip this December with Carbless. Less is more.
This is our crew.
Fly ball right field. Hit a ton. We're tied.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is coming to ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Every pitch, every dramatic moment, every
fly ball left field. Back. Still back. It is up and gone.
Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison wants you to start the year behind the wheel of a brand new ride in our Road to the Motherlode giveaway. On Friday, January 31st, there are lots of opportunities for you to strike gold. 3 winners will be chosen every half hour from 6 p.m. until 9:30, with each taking home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500. Then at 10 o'clock, one grand prize winner will receive our largest single prize ever, a $50,000 vehicle certificate. And it's only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
Is your computer so slow you can hardly use it? Does it have blue screens, malware, viruses, reboots, hardware crashes? Sound familiar? Computers will have problems, and when they do, you need the computer experts at Madison Computer Works. Every day we help home users and businesses keep their computers and networks running smoothly. For solutions to your computer problems, call the pros at 231-8000, and we'll turn this into this. Madison Computer Works. Computers that work for you.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
9 minutes of fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
The biggest plays.
Love zips it in there. It's caught for the touchdown, Romeo Doubs.
To set the tone for the green and gold. It's time for the high-energy play of the game.
Protected as well, firing in the middle of the field. Touchdown! In the middle, Jayden Reed!
Presented by Water Joe. Water with a work ethic.
The high-energy play of the game. Damn! These things would have been remembered historically if the Packers would have won. But when you lose, they're forgotten. I want to know what Gary Ellerson's going to pick as the high-energy play of the game. Presented by Water Joe.
You want to know my high-energy play of the game?
Yeah. I'll give you mine first.
Give me yours first.
3rd and 21. 3rd and 21. And the Packers get a pass to Heath for 41 yards. 3rd and 21. And then they get a rush for a touchdown and have a chance and should have won the game. That's unbelievable. And would have been more like what the Bears had done all season long. It's now forgotten because the Packers lost. Take it away, Gary Ellers. 3rd and 21.
My high energy play of the game is the field goal by McManus. 55 yards.
55 yards. Tell people how hard that is in that cold.
Well, man, that ball is slick, it's hard. I mean, it's tough to kick that ball. And mind you, I think McMahon's mostly been kicking in warm weather. He's not a cold weather kicker.
He was in Denver, and he was in Denver at one time, and he said, hey, I can handle anything. But yeah, that was
Denver. The ball travels further in Denver.
Correct.
Easier to kick in Denver.
It may be colder, but again, 55-yard field goal, and it's forgotten.
Yeah.
50.
We only think about Carson and Arbison anymore.
That's right. No,
let me give you this thing real quick on the quarterback of the Bears.
Yes.
If you watch him long enough, you'll ask yourself, or you'll see him make a play, and you'll say, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. Or he'll make a play, and you'll say, oh, I saw Aaron Rodgers do that. That's how good that dude is.
Yeah, that's how good he could be. But I also say, this long into the season, he shouldn't be doing that. It's not college. He should know when he has to give up. But
and that's, you know what? And here's the thing. From a coach's standpoint, because I used to be a coach, I'd rather dial a guy back than try to make him have it.
Yeah, I agree totally. That's why they need desperately to bring the guy in from Detroit, because I think he can dial him up.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want that because I don't want the Bears to be good.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. Caleb Williams is really good. He made a throw today on the sideline.
Yeah.
Who was that throw to on the sideline?
Odunze?
It reminded me a lot of that catch that Rodgers with the tight end. Down in Dallas.
Cook? Or who was it?
Didn't it look like that to you?
Yes. No, that's a great comparison. It's been so long since Rodgers did that, but it's forgotten. Wasn't that? Who was the tight end that was against Dallas? And yes, the same way. There's no way that you can throw the ball hard enough to where the receiver can still get his feet in bounds. Because if it's a half second later, the feet have already moved too much. Yes. The high-energy play of the game brought to you by Water Joe. Hydrate and energize with Water Joe. No sugar, no additives, and no off flavors. Just two simple ingredients, water and caffeine. Find a liter of Water Joe for only 99 cents at your local Kroger, Pick and Save, or Metro Market. Tim in Minnesota. How long, Pebble?
72 minutes.
Yeah. That's close to getting him in the Hall of Fame today. Most days he'd be in it for sure. Did we get over 100? Didn't we get somebody over 100, or were we right
we were just close to him, 98.
Tim, you're on with Gary Ellerson. Let her fly.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Hey, frustrated about the end of the game management. A lot of these guys already hit on it, and obviously have been on hold long. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. But
that is a fact.
I got up from the couch before the snap of the last offensive play for the Bears. I've got some football coaching behind me, nothing to this level. Someone mentioned grade school or youth football, whatever, right? Why the hell are we playing our safeties beyond the kicker's goal, right, to get to field goal range, when there's 17, 18, 20 seconds, somewhere in there, they have time to complete a pass, clock it, kick the field goal, win the game. Who is directing that type of a defensive play? As a head coach, you got to step in and say, that's not right. After a timeout, we come out of that. That right there kind of puts the icing on the cake for me as far as like how the game management has gone on. In some of these games where over the years, everybody's talking about it, I still like Matt. I think I support him. I want him to win. I want him to be our guy here, but I feel like we are missing leadership on the sidelines, and I don't think Rich is the guy. I've been frustrated with the special teams. We brought this guy in. He's never really brought us over the top. Our kickers have failed, and I don't believe that it's all on him, because I don't think we've given him anyone other than recently with our new kicker. But, like, how do we get into that position? And then the clock management, we take a timeout. We kind of almost ice our own kicker. I thought we were going too fast on our last possession. There's a minute, 20, 30 seconds left. We had timeouts in our back pocket. We were rushing, obviously not our primary number one quarterback out there to get a first down, get us into field goal range, kick, ice the game right there. But like we're moving like we were, we needed to go 80 yards instead of like 30 or 40 yards or 20 yards at that moment, actually. It just feels like Matt's really good at being a head coach in some scenarios, and obviously everybody loves his his play calling, but like I feel like it goes into like who's his number one guy on the sideline as well. And I think I think he's lost his time here in Green Bay. I think he's as much of a problem if that's his role, but I see some heated conversations with those two on the sidelines the past couple weeks. I'll want to add a couple more points. I think we're 4 or 5 players away. We need a stud receiver that's going to ball out and show up. Reed's been missing in action. Maybe they're holding him back. But I do want to say this. I was at the game last week. I talked to a couple people, and I just felt like we're flat. We're dead. And the fact that we lost by 2 points, I think speaks a lot to both teams, Minnesota and Green Bay. And I think Minnesota's going to get spanked. I don't think they're as good as everybody thinks. I just look at the teams they're playing, right?
So you expect Detroit to put a whooping on them tonight?
I think even if they're shorthanded, they've been playing shorthanded for weeks. I think their coaching staff always finds a way. They are men and we are boys. I think. All right,
Jim, I want you to leave on that because I want Gary to respond to that. Now, which team are you referring to? Both Minnesota and Detroit, or they are men and we are boys? Who are we talking about? Are you there? Or did he lose? Did he leave? Oh, okay. Who is the they? Was it Detroit or Minnesota? And we are.
Well, it's always the word that's spreading. You won't bite your kneecaps off, and that's the man, right? And the other team is the boy. I mean, Dan Campbell came out with a speech, and for the most part, people thought he was a knucklehead, and now all of a sudden he's galvanized his team. And
yeah, because his GM brought him in some damn good players, and he brought in a great offensive coordinator. Yeah. I've said that I thought that LaFleur is soft. Now I say he's more smart than soft. But I think this Packer team is tougher than it's been in a couple years because of some of the guys they got on the defense now. Come on, Cooper. You're going to say he's not tough? McKinney changes everything. Helps too. I think this Packer team is tougher than it's been the last couple years. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I do. Didn't Caleb Williams make Cooper look a little stupid tonight?
What? What?
Didn't Caleb Williams make Cooper look stupid tonight?
He did, yeah. It was a huge play. I can't defend that.
Right?
Like he did not get blocked. That was when they went 3rd and 5, and that was before they got the long touchdown to Moore. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the one play. But yes, he made him. How does that happen? Because nobody blocked Cooper, and he's just got to get him. So that's as you have told me. That's being a kid. You'd hope he gets smarter at it, but
yeah, he will.
But you notice
it. That shows you how good Caleb Williams is.
Can be, yes. But you got to admit too, there's some plays Caleb Williams looks horrible. Like, what are you thinking? Come on. But
but then there's some plays that you say to yourself, I don't think I've ever seen any quarterback do that in my life.
Yep. All right. Jason Wilde is next with Gary Ellerson. I get to do absolutely nothing but listen and learn. Next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy, because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Monday nights this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia.
Scatterboot carried 50 times for us.
Amen.
Amen, Coach. Now
he would have been giving us the hands on him. Yeah, Coach, to need break. Not so fast, Scatterboot.
The Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia. Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
Potawatomi Sportsbook in Milwaukee has dozens of self-service kiosks and over 2,000 square foot video wall. It's an amazing place. Seating for over 200, full restaurant and bar, VIP deck and more. It's a sports betting paradise, and it's also a sports paradise. Bet above the rest. Packers lose 24-22 to the Bears. Luckiest man in the world is Matt LaFleur, because if Washington loses, the whole world would have to know how stupid he was in game management at the end of the game, but no one cares because it becomes like an exhibition game. Jason Wilde and Gary Ellerson take over. Good evening, Gary and Jason. And Jason, Gary, do you have a question? Or Jason, would you like an opening statement?
Well, that wasn't an awkward start at all. Look, let me ask you this, since you mentioned it. So, Jim Polzin, outstanding columnist for the Wisconsin State Journal, and I were just discussing this. Like, I don't know. You were very harsh in your critique of the time management.
It's impossible to be too critical.
Explain to me why, because there's there's a situation there where given the conditions, weather-wise, and where you're at in the game, where the clock is, like, there is a debate there of do you kick it or do you go for it, right? Like, I guess I don't understand. Like, certainly he screwed up. Given the outcome, there's no denying that ended up costing him. Now, if you would have thought that your defense was going to allow that pop gun offense to get in field goal position with how terrible their offense is, then you're a visionary, because I would have never seen
that isn't
coming.
a part. That's not the part. That has nothing to do with the deal.
But when I look at where they're at in the game, and he was intending to go for it there. The plan was to go for it, not to kick it. And if he, like, is it a terrible decision then if he lets him kick it and then he misses it? Like, I guess I'm not understanding why it's this incredibly horrible mistake by him that it's indefensible, in your words.
Well, if you're
there's no doubt it's a mistake. I don't disagree.
What
with
are you going to do if you're going to kick it and you're worried about it being missed? Then you keep all 3 timeouts. If you're not worried about it being missed, then you're going to go with the kick. Then you let the clock go down as long as possible, and make either the Bears do it, because when you make it, the Bears have only like 20 seconds left in the game.
So what we're not critiquing the timeout itself. We're critiquing when he took it.
Right, given what he decided to do. Yes, it's
the Emmanuel Wilson run loses 2 yards. They snap that at 1:05.
Right.
He calls the timeout with 58 seconds.
Right.
What you're saying was he should have run the play clock all the way down.
Of course,
and then
if he's going to kick the field goal.
To discuss whether or not he wants to go for it or kick the field goal.
I mean, I don't. I mean, if kicking the field goal is an option that you're going to consider, you get the clock all the way down so the Bears have no time. I don't. If you're going to go for it, then you'd call timeout right away to give yourself as much time.
Not sure.
Then you shouldn't be the head coach.
Sure.
You're not sure what.
If you're going for it or kicking,
then you can't be the head coach.
Well, come on.
How do you not have a decision as to what you're going to do and how you're going to play it? You got to be kidding me.
It's a 55-yard field goal. It's not a chip
fine.
Field goal.
Yeah, and
What do you mean fine?
You don't know, those things never cross your mind before you get to that point?
Of course they do.
Well, then what are you going to do? And you use the clock based on what you're going to do. I don't know how you can defend it. How do you defend that?
I'm not saying it's not a mistake. I'm saying it's not a indefensible, can't understand the reasoning at all mistake. I disagree with you.
Well, no, he has 2 choices, how you handle them one way or the other. He did the impossible. He did the worst of both. If you're going to call the timeout, then you go for it. If you're going to kick it, you let the clock go down. He called the timeout and kicked it. He should be the coach of the Bears.
Yeah, I'm not denying that it was a mistake. There's no, and I agree that he deserves criticism for it. We're not arguing the same argument here. You're making this sound like there is no way in God's green earth you can even understand why he did what he did.
I can't. That's correct.
Yeah, right. Oh, fine. Then I don't know how to. I'm not sure what to tell you, because the Bears take over at their own 20-yard line then after the kickoff, and you get a horse collar tackle. You allow an offense that hasn't done squat all game long to convert with a 15-yard completion after the 15-yard penalty. So now they're at midfield, at least at some level. And then they also have the one play that gets wiped out by the illegal shift, which was another. They had picked up the first down with that. It's 3rd and 11. There's 15 seconds left, and you allow the 18-yard completion and enough time to spike the ball to stop the clock. Like, that deserves criticism too. Like,
yes, it does. All of those things can't occur if he doesn't do what he did. You agree with that? None of that can occur.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine.
If he takes more time before he like, my issue isn't with the timeout. My issue is you should have let the clock run further and then taken the timeout to decide whether you're kicking it or not. But again, the Bears' first play from scrimmage, they have one timeout left. They have 48 seconds. They've lost 10 in a row. Their rookie quarterback doesn't know what the hell he's doing. They are a abject failure of an offense. So even if he didn't let enough time run out before he calls the timeout, before the go-ahead field goal, there is no excuse for allowing the Bears offense to get in position to kick the game winner. Would you agree with that as well?
I agree with that. But Gary, you take over here, because I'm...
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I'm just trying to understand. It's always so black and white with you.
Now this
no,
one,
like,
no, this is
nuance ever.
this is the most black. It's so black. I mean, I can't comprehend the discussion as you can't from your side. Take it away, Gary.
Well, let's move on. Let's talk about this, Jason. So I felt like, to me, this should have been a game with forward momentum to get into the playoffs. Yeah, a couple things happened, the punt return and then the fumble by Jaden Reed. I mean, you had a lot of things that went wrong in this game where I felt like, I'm not necessarily they weren't into it, but it's just too many things happened early on to try to get me going with forward momentum with this team against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, look, they played poorly, and even Matt LaFleur admitted, he said that everything's open to question at this point as to whether or not they did a good job of making sure these guys were focused and locked in throughout the week against a team that had lost 10 in a row and lost 11 in a row to the Packers, that had never beaten the Packers with Matt LaFleur as the coach. So when I look at their performance, like, yes, they lose Jordan Love. Should they have been able to win even with Jordan Love not playing? Yeah. They take Josh Jacobs out after 6 carries. Should they still have beaten these guys without Josh Jacobs? Yeah. Should they have won this game in spite of Matt LaFleur's mismanagement of the clock with that timeout before the go-ahead field goal? Yeah. They did a bunch of things wrong on a variety of levels. They blew a protection, and they're lucky that Malik Willis didn't go from filling in for Love to going to a local hospital. He got hit so hard on that fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, they blew that. They obviously blow that protection, and they would have had to put Love back in. Now LaFleur said he could have gone back in. What Love told us was that he still had numbness in his pinky finger in that section of his hand. So he was not 100%. He didn't have all the feeling back, and the concern with an injury like that is a little bit like a stinger. I had someone explaining this to me earlier, that it's great that he got feeling back. You don't want to get hit there again in some sort of freak act, because then it can shut down that nerve, and then you're not ready for Philly. So there were plenty of things that went wrong. The crazy thing about this is that the bottom line is, as bad as it feels and as bad of a loss as it is to a bad team, it doesn't change. It doesn't matter. Like the fact that Washington won, which obviously LaFleur didn't know in real time, but even if they win this game, they're still in the exact same spot. The issue is how they feel and how we feel about them going into Philly now is very different than if McManus's kick is the game winner and that's it. And even something simple like how they did not slow play enough after the completion to DJ Moore to the 33-yard line. This. I mean, usually 12 seconds is the absolute most that you can have left to be able, with a team with no timeouts, to be able to make a play and then get it stopped. And obviously, you're not allowed to take forever to get back to the line of scrimmage, but the way the defense handled that, they did not. The seconds matter, right? It's basically 3 seconds that matter there. And so they didn't do that. There's so many ways to look at this. And again, LaFleur's timeout mismanagement is certainly part of it.
But my point is that watching this team play today, that was just one of a myriad of things that makes me look at this team and say, these guys aren't good enough. And it's great that they made the playoffs again, but when you go 1-5 in the division and you go 0-5 against the best teams on your schedule, you're not as good as we thought you are. And that, to me, is what we learned today. And I don't, do I think it's possible that they can play a flawless game and go into Philly, into that environment, and win a playoff game? Sure. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
But in no way do I think it's likely, and nothing that happened today gave me confidence that they could do that.
Is Jordan Love going to be 100%, or is there any way to know what his condition will be for Philly?
Yeah, I don't think we can know that for certain, but I think the feeling is that he can be 100%. Like, again, the fact that he was able to get feeling back for the most part. I mean, initially he could not grip the football at all, and then it got better. So he still, basically what he said was he still had numbness along the pinky side of his throwing hand, but initially he had no feeling at all. So it got better that quickly. That, because the way I asked him was, if this was a one and done, if this was a playoff game, are you able to go back in? Are you going back in? And he said yes. So maybe he has to come out for a series, but then he, or comes back in the second half or whatever it is. But this was not a game that was a playoff game, so he didn't. But I would think that there's more likely than not he'll be close to 100%, if not 100%. Having the week for that nerve to calm down. I mean, it really is. It's the ulnar nerve, and I'm not a doctor, but I know enough of them that they can explain stuff to me. And that basically it is. It's literally he hit his funny bone and it wasn't funny. Like, that's exactly what happened to him.
Since we're talking injuries, what do we know about Christian Watson, Jason?
Yeah, I think he probably tore his ACL. And I think that's most likely. I mean, based on LaFleur's affect, and you know this, the medical staff, they do something called a drawer test that they can feel given the looseness of the knee. So I'm sure those guys know. Yeah. And when LaFleur reacts that way, that leads me to believe that that's what it is. Now, again, they do the MRI to make sure and all the other stuff. I mean, Tausch has gone through the opposite where they did that test. They thought that the ACL was intact. He undergoes surgery thinking he's getting an MCL repaired. It turns out he tore his ACL. So, again, I can't say that with 100% certainty, but based on Matt LaFleur's reaction, I think he probably tore his ACL. And look, the sad thing about this is that he probably shouldn't have played. And if Romeo Doubs doesn't get sick, it doesn't sound like he would have played. It sounds like they would have had him inactive. And, the troubling thing...
Jason, I don't understand that either. There's not another player?
I defended LaFleur, not defended, because I got Larry on Twitter saying this. I am not defending his decision. I'm saying I don't think it is the only reason they lost the game. I think you can argue the thought process.
No, I've moved on. I'm good.
Disagree.
But
here's the thing. Here's the thing he should be criticized for. And here's something that, especially when something plays out the way it did, and you have no way of knowing, and I doubt that his left knee being bruised leads to his right knee being injured, but I can't say that for certain because I'm not a doctor. But I was saying this to Jim earlier, why don't you just go with 4 wide receivers then? Yeah. Why not having Doubs? Do you have to have Watson active? I mean, not only was he active, but he started the game. Like, I'm a helicopter parent. It's fine if people make fun of me for that, but I would not have played. If there was any question on whether he should play or not, I'm just not playing him.
Okay.
And it's easy to say that now because he may have torn his ACL, but the fact of the matter is you can go into the game with 4 wide receivers. That's not what you want, but you could go with 4 wide receivers. You got 4 tight ends on the roster now.
Yeah.
Easily, if you lose a wide receiver, you can line up Tucker Kraft at wide receiver. You can, my God, you can play John Fitzpatrick if you need to. Right. So that's, to me, that's that to me is a very legitimate criticism, especially with the hindsight now that the guy most likely tore his ACL. So you put that all together, and that to me is something that deserves to be questioned. But it should not. But the fact that LaFleur flat out said that had a lot to do with it in response to whether Dobbs is being sick factored into Watson playing, that to me really struck pardon the pun, but struck a nerve with me.
All right, Jason, the drive of the game presented by Boucher Automotive. Oh, and maybe you can also mention Heath, because 3rd and 21, that's a play we could talk about for years, but they didn't win, so we won't.
Right, you're right about that. And it was a great throw and a great look, Malik Willis, he's certainly not the second coming of Aaron Rodgers, right? He does not have that level of talent, but I am fascinated by what he was, and he said it himself, he did not play well enough today, and I agree with him. But that throw and some of the other plays he makes, he is certainly a reclamation project worth continuing, and that has to be, from the Packers' perspective, the drive of the game, to make that throw, to make that catch. And look, that's another example of why you probably shouldn't have played Watson. You didn't know he was going to injure himself the way he did, but look at what Heath did with the opportunity. Look what Bo Melton has done when he's gotten more opportunities than he has this year. So, again, if we're using hindsight, we can use it on the timeout. We can certainly use it on the decision to play Watson. But that is clearly the drive of the game. I was actually trading texts yesterday with my guys, Scott Foote and Mike Hansen at Boucher Automotive in Greenfield at the Nissan dealership. They're hardcore Packers fans. I'm sure they're not happy either. I'll have to ask them how harshly they critique the timeout, though.
Nicely done. All right, the injuries. You talked a little bit about it. The Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, our injury report. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for info. It's Watson.
Look, right. I mean,
Love.
The fact that Love is going to be okay is enormous, obviously, because even someone who likes Malik Willis like I do has to admit that the chances of them going into Philly and winning with Malik Willis at quarterback they're not zero, but they're close. So Love has to play like he has early in the season. The problem is, and we didn't even get into this, is the fact, frankly, that their passing game the last 2 weeks with Love has not looked very good. It has looked out of sync, and that is a major concern because they were humming at one point, and now they are not. And, to Gary's question last week about whether, making this a Jacobs-centric offense has stripped Love of his, being himself, I don't know, Gary, you and I agree on a lot of things. I just think he hasn't played well. And whether or not that's because he's not gripping it and ripping it, maybe that's part of it. But his accuracy has not been good enough. I think he would tell you that. And they can't win if he's not accurate. And he wasn't accurate in the first half of last season. That was a huge problem. He got more accurate. They got better. This season, I thought his accuracy was off because of the injuries he was coming back from. And then he got more accurate, and their offense started humming, and now lately he's been inaccurate again. So, to me, that's it's good that he's going to be healthy enough to play. The Watson thing, I just think, is devastating. He finally was healthy for virtually the entire season. The hamstring conundrum had been solved. He's going into his 4th year, which is a huge year. If it is, in fact, the ACL tear, to have it happen on January 5th makes it very, very, very difficult for him to be back next season. And given how important his speed is to his game, I can't imagine he's ready for the opener next year. So, to me, that is a catastrophic injury, both for him personally and for this offense, because they don't have a player anything like him. He is a unicorn for this team. And to lose him, if you had any reason for optimism for a playoff run before, I feel like that would extinguish most of it, that he's not going to be available.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
All right, bye.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. More with Gary Ellerson. We're getting close to the end, and And Gary, you're going to help me there, killing me on Twitter over asking the question. And I was curious after we had a caller say about Malik Willis, who would you like the Packers starting quarterback to be against the Eagles? I want to give you time to think on this. 85%.
Well, I already know what the people are saying.
Well, no, 85% say Jordan Love, 15% say Willis. I thought it would be 90-10. So your response to those percentages next.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Dr. Ryan Stefanchuk. Board certified in sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, Dr. Stefanchuk specializes in non-operative treatment of the spine, chronic pain, all joints, all musculoskeletal problems, and more, emphasizing holistic care first, with a focus on diet, sleep, stress management, and social connections for a patient's well-being. At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Power rank the three of us. Who would you protect most the least?
No, you gotta do it.
We are matched up against clones of ourselves.
Yeah, obviously, stroke person is pretty weak, so all the blows ain't gonna be too hard.
3, I'll go with Kyle.
God dang it! Right, gonna let me get beat up? Gonna let me get beat up right now? I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Your warehouse concrete floors see a lot of traffic. Uneven, sinking, or cracked concrete can pose a serious threat to any business operation. From trip hazards to cracked foundations, sinking concrete can keep any business owner up at night. Concrete Lifting Technologies is here to help. Concrete Lifting Technologies can even out that concrete floor to prevent these hazards. They can level your warehouse floor within a few hours and don't even need to shut down your operations. Visit itaintmudjack.com to get a free quote today. That's itaintmudjack.com.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing those unwanted pounds? At Madison Weight Loss, our Metabolic Reset program can help you finally lose those pounds without all the stress and frustration of trying to figure it out on your own. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your goals.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson, and everyone's always looking for ways to be healthier and lose weight as we start a new year. Contact the team at Madison Weight Loss. Do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration without packaged food or injections. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days and have the tools to keep it off long term. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Axel here. Catch it.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
me cry a little bit longer.
2nd and 4. Handoff to Chris Brooks, and Brooks into the secondary. Upended by Jonathan Owens as he gets to the Bears' 44-yard line. A pickup of 23 for Chris Brooks.
Gary Ellerson. Packers lose 24-22. I admit I kind of lost it there a little bit. I can't.
Yeah, you did.
I can't.
Yeah, you did.
Can't. Like your head coach. Nothing happens that you haven't thought about. Like it's 52, 55. How far are we going to go? You're not making that decision now. I will always believe that he thought the Bears' offense was so bad that he wasn't worried about anything because he figured his defense could stop him. And he can't say that now. But what do you think of that theory?
Say that. No, you can't say that.
But do you think that's why? It's like,
think,
hey, I can do whatever I want. I call timeout. We make the field goal. We miss it. The Bears.
No, he screwed up. He just screwed up.
Okay.
I don't think he thought that thoroughly into it. He screwed up.
All right. And as I said,
your thing is you can't believe he screwed up that bad.
Yes.
But I think that just, to me, it goes back. It's some of the stuff that Mark Tausch was talking about last week. Him being in control. I just think he's just, and it's, to me, it's everything. It's all that being in control. It's about your play calling, thinking 2-3 steps ahead where you got to be, and when you become so emotionally invest over the top, it hurts you from being forward thinking because you got to be 2-3 plays ahead. I think you told the truth. You screwed it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, as I said, he's the luckiest man in America because it would be talked about like 4th and 26, other situations, but it doesn't matter because Washington won, so they just lost it. They got the same situation if they had won, and your issue is really way more important about Gary and Jason said the same. Well, how do you get the offense cooking?
Yeah, Jason says he just thinks that Jordan Love is struggling, and I don't know if we're seeing anything totally different from each other. I think he's struggling too, but and the struggle part comes to me is that he's not comfortable. The reason why he's struggling is because he's not comfortable.
All right, now, and I asked this before, so then what do you do? Do you run certain plays? I mean, you answered. I want to be fair because you already told me. You said you play under center all the time. Yeah, you play under center all the time, never in the shotgun, and then you do all the passing is play action. But every play, unless maybe third, almost every play, you make that defense have some fear of the run, almost like the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what you lead with, right? That's your guy. They're gonna listen. When a team makes a game plan up to stop the Green Bay Packers offense, who are their number one targets?
Tell me again.
When a team comes in to play Green Bay and they want to stop that Packers offense,
Jacobs.
Who are they stopping first?
Jacobs.
Yeah. So play off that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. Under center every play. Right? Other than
That's
third
what I
and
would do.
What is
you're going to have to do it even more. You're going to have to do it even more so now because if Watson's out, which means that you're going to get more man-to-man, which probably means now you're going to get more guys in the box because you got nobody to run past anybody. There's no deep threat. So you're going to have to be careful of where you're throwing the football at underneath because I don't think they have a receiver that fear anybody right now that they'll run past them.
Yeah. But then you have, if you, again, with the play action, then maybe that helps Kraft. It clearly helps the other people, right? You move them up a little bit, then the middle's open a little bit better. Yeah. All right.
Correct.
Somebody can check, please, the Institute, the percentage of snaps from center and in the shotgun for Jordan Love. Preferably in every game. And then when we meet next, we'll see what percentage that you would like. Right?
All right, let's do that. Yeah.
All right. Any other final words?
Go blue.
Go blue?
Yeah, go blue.
I don't know what is that. The blue is.
Don't worry about it.
No, all right, because no, hold on. I
final
do got to
word.
ask you. I got to ask you a question because Tauscher made fun of me. I thought when you had your punt team that you had a couple offensive linemen in there to prevent the punt from being blocked, and he just laughed at me, going, "Why would you do? You're going to have me run down the field or whatever?" And I figured, well, no, you're not the first people, but I didn't. He acted like. You ask Gary; he'll be amazed that you could be that stupid. But
Yeah. I'm kind of amazed. That's all your fans do, man. You got to cover a punt. They ain't having Mark Tauscher running down the field.
well, I understand he's going to be the last guy running down, but there's no fear.
No.
Okay. Who's the heaviest guy you've ever seen on the punt team?
Probably Charlie Martin.
Okay. All right. Not an offensive line, but it ain't probably. Well, no, it just depends on how quick the person is. All right, yeah, and he's going to call me stupid for the rest of my life. And if I'm ever going to be stupid about something, that's fine. I want to be stupid about the punt teams. If I don't know enough about a punt team,
okay, punt team, you're fine.
I'm fine with it. Yes. All right, thanks, Gary.
It's normally like your fast linebackers, DBs, those kind of guys, right?
I guess, yeah.
Like
Even to block.
Yeah.
So they don't worry about it getting blocked.
Yeah, because I was on the line on punt block.
Okay, now I got it. All right, I won't make that.
Played over the guard.
I
All right,
can't,
buddy.
All right,
let's do it again
you bet.
next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll close it out after this final timeout.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Gift giving is easy with an Island Resort and Casino gift card. Every person on your list can spend their time just the way they like it. Dining, going to a concert, relaxing at the Drift Spa, playing golf. No matter the reason, gift cards to the Midwest's premier resort destination are a sure bet. To order gift cards, stop by the Island Club today or call 877-ISL-SHOW. Then spread some joy because everyone knows your total experience is at the Island.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
Listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. React to the game by calling the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776.
Packers lose to the Bears 24-22. Doesn't matter. The Commanders won. What does matter is the health of Christian Watson and Jordan Love, and Dr. Tauscher and Dr. Wilde and Dr. Ellison will be checking that. But I'm certainly of the opinion that 100% that Jordan Love is playing against the Philadelphia Eagles whenever that game is, and I would expect him to be very, very, very close to 100%. Fourth quarter, the Chargers leading the Raiders 34-20. The Jets lead the Dolphins 25-20 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Cardinals over the 49ers, 33-24, with about 7 minutes to go. Seahawks beat the Rams, 30-25. Panthers beat the Falcons, 44-38. I should check to see. Bryce Young seems to be getting better. And yes, it was incredible. The Commanders beating the Cowboys, 23-19. I believe that finish, because it was almost exactly into the game, that the Commanders knew they were like first and goal to 5 or whatever, something like that, or third and goal. I think they knew before that play that they didn't have to win because the Packers had lost, but they still completed the play and won. They scored on, I think, the final play of the game as well. Texans over the Titans, 23-14. The Colts beat the Jaguars 26-23 in overtime. Could there be a game you would want to go overtime less than that one? Patriots over the Bills, 23-16. Impressive enough to Mr. Kraft that he fired the head coach. The Eagles, well, these are all older games. But yeah, Patriots finished 4-13, and the head coach was fired after 1 year. Do you think he'll bring Belichick back?
Not anymore. He's under contract to the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Fine. Do you think Belichick has in his contract that he has an immediate out if he gets a NFL position?
I do not think he has that now.
Okay. All right. So thanks to everybody. It was a blast. We'll have one more, and maybe one more. I don't feel that much worse about the Packers other than the injuries to address. I just feel bad that everything went bad, but it didn't have to if Matt LaFleur had any idea what to do late in the game. And yes, he was unlucky that everything went badly, but it was almost like the Bears when they went for 2 until there was a penalty on the Packers, and then they kicked the field goal. So, like they say, LaFleur wanted to go for it, and then during the timeout, they convinced him to kick the field goal. And as I said, I'm convinced he was willing to do that, never gave much thought about the time, because he didn't think the Bears could go down the field. And so, fine, there's nothing lost here. No, that's the decision you make. At what point, and granted they lost 2 yards on third down, at what point are you going to kick the field goal or go for it? You know, that you've decided that. And then when it's the -2, all right, 55, yep, we're going to kick it. It's not like anything occurred or he didn't know his kicker. So no, we'll call timeout. And that gave, now the Bears might have used their timeout, but with the Bears, you never know. And so then they would have had some time close to that, but they would have lost one timeout. But anyway, it's all forgotten other than if you want to assess LaFleur as a coach, everybody's bringing up other things because Washington won anyway. So will I give him a pass? Pebble, do you think I'll give LaFleur a pass on this one?
I think you're giving him a pass, yeah.
Can't. And just like, I mean, I just wonder, like, who's in charge? Like, okay, so you have this opinion, and then the guy says, well, he can make the field goal. You didn't have that guy's been the kicker all year, and a very good one. And I don't know the positions. I assumed that they were going to kick it. What did you think? I thought that's within his range, and you have your backup quarterback in. You don't have your best players in. And so I would have been willing to give him a chance, so I'd let it go down. But anyway, that's the part that makes me wonder. And the same thing with Watson. Well, did it? I mean, maybe he's telling people more than he should. Like, it really was an issue that Dobbs wasn't playing, that you play Watson? Well, then you clearly had to think it was healthy. You're not stupid enough to, because you just you don't have to have that player, right? So Dobbs doesn't play, and you don't have Watson. I think they can still put a team out there, right?
Well, those two, yeah, of course. You can
yeah,
say, what, right. 3-4 that were receivers?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you have, but the health of Watson should be way more important than anything else, because you're debating what team you might play in the playoffs, but still. So, all right, lost the exhibition game. Time to move on. I don't know when do they announce the...
Probably not until after tonight, I would think, because the Lions and Vikings, we don't know who's going to be the 1 seed or the 5 seed yet.
But they would probably have both options figured out.
I would think so, but I don't know if they're going to announce it before
Correct.
then.
Yeah. So
the AFC is all set. Everything's set with their
have they announced
seeds and everything.
They
haven't announced the times yet for that now.
But there's probably somebody on Twitter or somebody who was the guy who knew the draft before it occurred. Whatever that guy on Twitter is. There might be somebody who knows what the two options are. I would think the Packers and the Eagles would be a huge game in terms
Sunday night,
of
maybe.
Yeah, that could be the top game in the first setup.
Definitely not Monday, I don't think.
I don't know, but I mean, don't you think? I'm not saying because we're follow the Packers, but I would think that would be a huge game to have, right? Packers always draw well, and Phil is good, so it might be the best game of the first weekend. All right, thanks to everybody. Next.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them.